And we're live. Sorry I sprung that on you, Nick. Ha! All right.
Aha!
So we're back, everybody. We're sorry for the interruption that happened last week. We hope you're here with us and ready to see this conclusion. Hopefully, I feel it in my bones, in my liver, in the words of one sci-fi book I read a long time ago, and that phrase stuck with me. We're gonna finish this book tonight, I think.
Woo!
I should mention the forecast for tonight around here is thunderstorms.
Oh,
So
you
I am
jinxed us.
charging my phone though, and am prepared to do the thing that I did last week.
Okay. Well, that works.
Yes.
Mother Nature.
All right, everybody do all the superstitious things for good luck. Cross fingers, cross your eyes.
And toes and eyes.
All right. So last week, our heroes opened a door that they were very interested in and discovered a leaky reactor and a Hesper devoted to the mother of monsters. The Hesper set about trying to mutate our heroes and make them more palatable to the mother. Our heroes strongly disagreed and resisted violently. The last action taking place was Finn reaching out with tendrils of dark gravity in an effort to pull the Hesper back into melee combat, while the Hesper's corrupted photon connection fought off the attempt. And I do have a question for all y'all. Let's go alphabetical like usual. Ava, brought to us by Leaf. What's your character's favorite dream?
Brought to us by Leaf. Leaf, what do you think of when you think of Murder Hobo? Sorry,
Everyone's favorite murder hobo. It's true.
I'll have a jingle for you guys next week. That was just too off the cuff.
Although you
let's
fooled
see.
the writers of Paizo, they think you're not a murder hobo.
I'm
It's because he started Gur off with
Me?
no armor.
Right. It was just like I think he's this guy or person who makes all about character development, not about murder hoboing, but jokes on them.
I am offended you would even joke about me being a murder hobo. I
You
I
joked about
don't. Okay. I think I'm okay. I think I'll be fine. No. Ava's favorite dream. Wow. Let's see. How am I interpreting this one and setting the tone for everyone this week? I could go with either her only dream, which is to be the very best, the best that ever was, or her reoccurring nightmare where she is chased by goblins, and that's only her favorite because it's the least worst recurring nightmare that Ava has. Either one of those is yours to do with what you
Ava
will.
either wants to be Ash Ketchum or chased by goblins because it's the least awful thing that she dreams about.
That's pragmatic.
I like that we sort of have established that Pokemon in some way, shape, or form exists in Starfinder now.
I mean, what do you think Jacinto's working towards? He has a pet. He has summons that he occasionally brings out.
Oh,
I wasn't going to draw the parallel. I'm glad you did, Tom.
We need to get you a little backwards baseball cap. Finn.
I mean, eventually.
Finn, what's your favorite dream?
I mean, he's got two aspiration dreams things. One of them is something that he's pretty sure is never going to happen, so he doesn't really worry about that one too much. The one that's more realistic would be disrupting / bringing down the cult of Lao Shu Po. The one that's unrealistic, never going to happen, would be just being a regular old human again.
Yeah.
He'll be human again. He'll be human again.
What about Jacinto? What's Jacinto's favorite dream?
So Jacinto's favorite dream is, as with a lot of mystical, magical mumbo jumbo things. Jacinto's connection to the Song of the Spheres was first introduced to him as like, whispers on the edge of his consciousness and stuff, and that often comes to us in dreams, right? So his favorite dream is not the first time that the Song of the Spheres sort of not invaded. Invaded is a bad word for this, but came to him, but rather probably like a good 6 months after Jacinto thought he might have been going crazy with all the weird visions that he was getting and stuff like that. But one night he finally just sort of decided to go with it and accept whatever was happening in the dream. And all of a sudden he could hear the song itself. And that was sort of his awakening, this dream, funnily enough. So that's Jacinto's favorite dream.
Nice.
And yes, Ghost, I did shave. It was for school. I regret it. It was to make the mask sit better, but now it's like Velcro, and so it just pulls the mask down when I talk. It's the worst.
Best intentions.
You need to get a custom-made, like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder mask, the metal one from the live-action movies from way back.
Oh, that would be such a metal thing to do, literally.
I would love to have one. That'd be amazing.
All right, kids, it's time for your kindergarten music class with me, Bane.
give me a bowl of pitch and a hammer to do some chasing and repoussé, and I could make us some sweet ass like copper and bronze masks.
Oh, kindergartners, are you ready to sing solfege now?
You weren't born to the music, you merely adopted it.
I was born in it, molded by it.
Sorry, Nick. Lahan, what's Lahan's favorite dream?
You're muted, Lahan. Nick.
Your voice isn't coming through.
Yeah.
Did you hit the mute button
See your
on
mouth
the?
moving.
There's a button on the string of those. There you go. I just saw it light up.
Did it?
Yep, you're good.
Yeah.
That was weird. Yeah, no, I wasn't muted on the headphone thing, and I wasn't muted on Discord. Apparently, it just forgot which mic it was using all of a sudden. Very strange. Anyway, I was gonna say Lahan's favorite dream is probably the one where she's making dinner with her mother, because she hasn't seen her mother in a long time. She doesn't remember her very well. But every once in a while, she has nice dreams about her mom.
That is
Awesome.
Lovely. And on that lovely, sweet note, we get to jump right back into combat.
Before we jump right back into combat, I have a question about the new stream points, Jet.
Yes.
Does Judy count as a pet sighting? Do kids count as pets?
This is a moral gray area, I think.
Right?
I
think it's up to the parent,
would say
right?
no and be angry, but I think it's funny.
All right. So that's a maybe.
just spend those points with your hearts, folks.
Spend them with your heart.
Let your heart.
And beware, you may incur the wrath of Judy's mother if you redeem a pet sighting and she's around. But the two are not likely to coincide.
Speaking of Judy, Patrick from Cosmic Crit did one of the GM chats with me, and he saw Judy, and obviously not knowing my last name and knowing my handle, he called her Judy Jetsorian. That's her.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, it's great.
But
that's pretty great.
She's got a gamer tag ready.
I mean, for
Minecraft,
Minecraft,
she turns 13.
Based on the art that Seth did for her, which was based on the character that she imagined in her head, her Minecraft handle is Vampire Rosie.
That's good too.
But also good.
based on all of that, we're gonna jump from all that sweet stuff back into combat.
All right.
Back
Where
into
we
combat.
had those dark gravity tendrils attempting to yank that Hesper into the shredder that is Ava, with her, I believe she's holding her hatchets in hand at the moment.
Holding hatchets
And-
because energy resistance out the wazoo, which is funny enough where energy resistance comes from.
Oddly enough, if that had been just one energy type, you would have been in a better position rather than it being split. It's Jacinto's turn,
Look,
though.
I didn't give me the cursed plasma Dogeco. You did. This is kind of on you, right? Like I don't know what else to say.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Y'all
All
wanna
right,
pick that out of
so it is Jacinto's turn. I don't see any buffs going on. I don't see any counters. Most importantly, I don't see many spell slots left. So I think Jacinto is just going to telekinetic projectile this guy with a chunk of scenery. So, as Conrad says, a bit of scenery goes flying at this Hesper?
Hesper.
Esper, yes, good.
I actually really like it when you
Hesper.
chuck scenery at enemies. It makes me happy.
Whoa!
Because then I get a nat 20 and do a whopping 4 bludgeoning damage.
That's hey, 4. That's way more than you normally do.
Dude, that's a lot of damage.
That's
for a small
very
piece of
true.
scenery.
It
Yeah,
would have been
4
1
times.
otherwise. That's 4 times as much damage as you would have done.
That's true. I really should have picked a bigger piece of scenery. Rookie
Okay,
mistake.
so that's your standard. You got a move left.
That is my standard. You know what, Jacinto? We've been fighting this guy for a while. I don't know if Jacinto. You know what? Let's go all in. Jacinto's going to spend yet another resolve point to bring the Song of the Spheres into existence, or rather, allow you all to hear it. So, yeah, your ears hear this wonderful music that sounds nothing like the battle music, actually, and you are bolstered by it, getting a +1 morale bonus to your attacks, damage, and certain saving throws. Some restrictions may apply. That's my
Your
turn.
doctor. Ask your doctor. A Song of the Spheres for you.
If your Song of the Spheres lasts for more than 4 hours, contact a doctor.
no.
Immediately.
Todd, look at all the stars. This is her first cosplay. She's doing Jacinto.
Oh, I love it.
Awesome.
Love that. I love that blanket.
Accidental cosplay. All right, we're going on to Ava.
Oh boy. So we didn't resolve what happened with those. Oh, the tendrils didn't come towards
No.
Ava. So Ava's just gonna throw the 2 hand axes, I guess, because she wants to full attack and get this over with.
Do it.
Oh man,
So,
dueling 23s to hit KAC.
That will hit for a total of
Oh. 9 and then 13 damage, so 24 damage.
22.
Oof.
Oh, plus the Song of the Spheres, unless that's not factored in.
It is already
Song of the
factored in.
Spheres is turned on.
Okay, so it should be 22 because 19.
I
plus
believe
3
I
would be
told that to
22.
increase 2 hit and damage.
9
Yes.
plus 13 is... Yeah, and I see the +1 morale in there, so it is 22. You are correct.
nice.
Oh, that
That's a decent chunk.
serious. This Hesper,
Yeah.
those hand axes fly through the air, spin, and they strike true in its torso, and more of that green energy is starting to bleed out of it, and you're starting to feel itchy.
I do not want to itch.
And it's Lahan's turn.
No itchy. None of that noise. I believe I combat tracked this Hesper.
Oh yeah, you did.
You definitely
did.
Oh man, that is not an easy shot to make. Not one bit.
probably got some soft cover from Ava.
Oh, at least. It's gonna be at least a +4 to its AC because we got like soft cover and a corner around that door, and you just sort of take the highest one, right? That's the rule,
Luckily, it doesn't go higher than 4 in this system. I'm pretty
right?
sure.
I think that's the case.
Yeah. You
I
could have
could
like
try
15
it.
guys standing in a line.
I mean, I could try it, or yeah, I'll try it this round, and I'll use my second action to pull out my med kit again in case I need to. I'm gonna check if there's something I could do about radiation with that. Had I switched? I feel like I switched from my railgun back to my, or from my I did. I switched from my plasma bolter back to my railgun because this thing was not responding to electric and fire damage. That is right.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So 19 versus KAC with cover, soft cover.
That will miss.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
No.
And I'll use my second action to pull my med kit back out and check this round if there's anything I can do about radiation with it.
Okay.
Last turn.
All right. It's now the Hesper's turn. Let's keep track of that. Oh. That glow intensifies once more. And no, don't like that option. Don't like that option.
Oh, those are both great options.
Nah. Can't do that. I think I already did that to Ava, but let's see how far away Finn is. Measurements.
Well, yeah, Ava's glowing for the next 24 hours, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, you have glowing growths on your neck and jawline. Finn is close enough.
Okay. What am I rolling?
I need you to make a reflex saving throw. As this Hesper pulses with intense light and shoots a beam of green energy into your eyes. And you blink at the exact right moment and are not blinded.
Whew.
Dude, reflex is not my good one either.
Mm.
You had to roll 17 for that. That was a standard action. Let's
Well, that's what you get for resisting my graviton pull.
let's move in behind that reactor core.
Ugh.
And now it's Finn's turn.
Lahan wants to take a free action and suggest we fall back. See if it'll follow us away from that reactor.
I doubt it will,
not a bad
but it's
idea.
worth a shot.
I'm gonna scoot into here.
I didn't
Keep
hear what
Graviton
that was.
moving.
You cut out for me.
Actually, I'm gonna scoot around this corner because I got enough move speed. Can we go around this corner? What's that circle thing?
That's a secret passage or something, right?
Okay.
That's where that like dais thing sunk into the floor.
It
Yeah,
was the
that's a good-
statue
Yeah.
of like thousands upon thousands of
That-
breadsticks that
I'm gonna hide
sunk
right on
into
the
the
corner.
ground.
I'm gonna pass my turn.
Leif, what Lahan suggested was that we fall back and see if the thing follow us. As a result, Jacinto will move over here and say, "Come on, Artania," and give Artania his standard action. And Artania will just move over here. And that's my turn. Feeling silly for the Song of the Spheres. One round
Yeah,
left on
that's
Song
pretty
of
good.
Spheres, everybody.
Oh, sorry.
Ava!
Nice.
Fall back here. And ready in action to attack with the hand axes she drew. Just gonna throw one, I guess.
Okay. I don't like this. You guys are all moving away from me.
Yeah,
She could
maybe we're
throw.
We're being
She could
all
throw before she
tactical and
moves.
stuff.
Lahan! It's your turn.
Well, that's actually a good point. I'm going to throw one final hand axe before moving.
Okay.
Mm.
They do have a bit of cover from the reactor.
Mm-hmm.
a bit of cover.
A bit.
Just a hair.
Oh,
A
that's a
smidge.
critical fail.
Oh no!
Do we have any rerolls?
I don't think we have any yet.
I don't think so either. That's all right.
Someone noticed a Bertram, and I believe that someone was Nick.
It was.
not
It
it.
was indeed. On my turn, Lahan is just gonna also fall back, and she'll ready an action to shoot that Hesper should it come into sight before her next turn.
Y'all are mean.
I know, being all tactical and fleeing.
But I can get pretty close to y'all.
Good. Do it.
I gotta
Okay.
stop there though, because I can't. I don't think I can.
I can't see what he's doing. It's making me nervous.
Okay,
Man,
so
there-
this
This was
sprite,
your plan, Nick.
this Hesper flows forward, and whoop, it just snapped. There we go. And
Ah!
the light that it is exuding intensifies and
An action to
explodes
punch it.
forth.
Dicks.
Yeah, that's 14's not going to be enough. Still going to have soft cover through the door, but
But
So it explodes, and I imagine
What do we got to roll?
it is
Reflex.
going to explode. It is a supernova, so reflex save for half damage.
Oh, I'm not gonna make it.
21?
21.
Lahan should
Ah,
be
you got a point.
out unless this
Oh,
guy's.
no.
You got a 21 as well. You
Oh.
might
Lahan should-
Guys, I'm
Yeah,
rolling crit
I very well
fails
might be.
everywhere.
oh no!
That bodes ill.
Audience,
Is
we
this
need
a-
help.
And I'm not allowed
Is
to buy
this a
rerolls
15-foot
anymore, am I?
radius?
It
That's
is
right.
a 10-foot radius.
It is 10.
So-
So,
so
Lahan is
Lahan,
fine.
you're
Lahan's
fine.
not.
Oh yeah.
It's Jacinto, Ava, and Finn once
I
more.
would gift my roll of 13 to someone else if I could.
And I'm going to pause here for a minute. I'm going to get it to the count of 5 to see if anyone does a reroll. 5, 4,
We're not allowed to buy them for ourselves anymore.
Two.
Come on, guys, come through for us.
1, and I'm going to roll.
Oh,
again.
Ghost has you. Ghost give us a reroll.
Okay.
Reroll. Ava, take it.
Are you sure? Jacinto is squishier and also almost out of stamina.
You
Well.
know what? Finn has less.
I mean, I passed though with a 21.
Yeah,
right?
Finn is-
Yes, okay. Yeah.
Finn's okay.
All right.
If I don't pass
One
You
with
of-
go
a
one
ahead.
of-
21,
You go ahead, Jacinto.
Just wait.
All right.
Yep. One of you make that.
Oh no, Ghost, you tried. That was a
I get what I
7.
just. I deserve
Total.
everything I have coming now.
You do.
Oh, Ghost wants to know if it's supposed to
I-
ask who gets it for the rolls.
Yeah, I
Did we
thought
decide
so
about
too.
that?
as well.
It is supposed to ask who gets it. I'll go in and fix that.
Okay, so here's the
Right now.
damage. 35
Oh.
fire damage.
Damn.
Those of
Guys,
you
it's-
that got a
it's in
15 or better, which I believe is just Finn, would take 15, 16, 17 fire damage.
Oh, no stamina on here.
Mhm. Jacinto drops.
Oh shit! Heck, Fleam.
See, this is why I wanted.
And with that pulse of energy, that internal glow that was filling that Hesper, that was coming from their eyes and sort of down their sort of filament-like hair, it dims fairly dramatically, and they sort of sag slightly, but they're still standing. And it's now Finn's turn.
All right. Well, I'm gonna finish Gravitana tuning. Right. No, that's not the thing I want. Ugh, I hate only having one screen.
I couldn't go back, Lapis. I couldn't.
I proudly remain one of the few people on non-standard action that only has one screen.
Tom, if you
I
get the
have
chance,
two.
go for
Jet-
two. It's so helpful.
Yeah, do you remember if I tried to black hole or if I tried to gravity hold him? I know I was trying to pull him, and both of those do a pull.
I
It
I
was
think I tried
gravity.
to black hole him last time.
think you're right because it was just.
Sure, you
it
tried to
was-
pull. Oh wait, yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was gravity hold.
No, I think it was gravity hold because I think it was directed. It was one person you were targeting. I thought.
I thought you could direct the other one too, because it's any number of creatures.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
can, yes.
It's your call. You can do either one. I'm not gonna. I don't remember you
Okay.
ever saying the name specifically, like the move. You just told me I had to make a save, and I did the save.
Well, I'm gonna try to gravity hold him then.
Okay.
So he needs a fort save.
Having to get used to double muting myself. Fort save. Let's make that roll. Come on, Hero Lab. 26.
Now he's immune for that for 24 hours, and that was my standard. And I'm gonna use my other action to come over here and do flanking, and he can try to hit me. Well, actually, no, I'm really low on health. I shouldn't do that. That could kill me. Hey, how did I get so low on health? I just got enough health with that. No, okay, I already had damage. I'm gonna just stay here. I'm done.
All right. Jacinto.
So, interestingly enough, on Jacinto's turn, Artania is going to use his Empathnid ability, the level 4 Empathnid ability, that allows, it's called Stabilizing Venom. So Artania sees Jacinto go down and sort of scuttles over to his body. Lahan, I don't know if Lahan shares Nick's reservations about Artania's latest transformation, but Lahan might be a little concerned seeing Artania sort of scuttle over and like hunch over Jacinto after Jacinto fell over unconscious. But as
Getting
soon
eaten by your cats.
yeah. Getting eaten by your Lovecraftian horror monster spider pet that's bigger than you. But as quick as Artania gets over there, he backs away, and Jacinto is breathing steadily now,
Nice.
and is stabilized without having to spend a resolve point. That can happen once a day.
I feel like Artania is cuddling you with those tentacles, just holding you tight as it gently does that injection.
Not horrible at all.
How long does it take to use the little stim pack things?
It is a full round action.
Okay.
Obnoxiously.
On someone else.
If
On yourself, it's a
on someone
standard
else.
action.
Okay.
And funnily enough, it takes a move action to draw a healing serum, so it's almost always impossible to do it in any amount of
Could I have,
time. That's
Could I have used my move action to pull mine out?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Starfinder backpack will let you do it with a swift action.
I do have a backpack, but I don't think it's a
That's still-
Starfinder
that's
backpack.
still-
That's
your
a 750 credit backpack.
Yeah.
It's probably not what you have.
Yeah, no, I don't have that.
It's Ava's turn. Ava. This diminished Hesper that just expelled a great deal of energy right in your face.
Yeah. Ava's
You
going
should have all
to.
the fails out.
Ava's going to actually draw something we haven't seen in a while. She's going to draw her spear. Yeah. Do I still have Song of the Spheres, or has that gone away?
It went away on my turn, sadly.
Bummer. All right. Well, here comes my attack without Song of the Spheres. Yeah, 23 though. That's good.
Tell us how you end this Hesper.
Oh, thank God. Ava,
Oh,
she's only got one hand axe left. She reached for another and it wasn't there, so she just drops that other hand axe, draws that two-handed spear, and brings it just right through the Hesper's chest.
Nice work, Ava. I don't know how much longer we would have made it against that guy.
Yeah, no,
lets my
Stabs her
gauntlet
chest.
dissipate, kind of like holds my chest.
and as you pierce its chest and you're sort of holding it there and it's staring at you like confused, like it doesn't seem to understand what just happened. Its eyes go dim and that energy reaction inside it starts to dim and the spear starts to heat up a little bit.
Oh,
And
gosh.
it's like
Weakness
even its
mode.
skin, it sort of goes like black and white grayscale. It had that green hue before, like it was lit from within, and it's nothing. And your very warm spear just sort of gets dragged to the ground a little bit as it slumps to the ground and turns to ash. And we're all out of combat. And you all just defeated a CR7 encounter.
Yeah, I didn't want a
After that,
metagame.
I
But I
definitely
saw
need a
the-
rest.
Saw the 8d6 on that supernova, and I was like, "This is a pronking CR7 Solarian." Sort of. Cool.
Yeah,
Well,
gonna like
Jacinto's
lean up
still
against the wall and like sit down.
laid out.
I need a second.
Yeah, Ava just kind of slumps to the ground. And then
Mhm.
goes and recollects all of her weapons before coming back and joining you guys in here and locking the door behind her.
Mm.
You do have an unconscious Jacinto right next to you, Ava. You slump to the ground and you're like,
I'm
"What's
actually,
that soft thing?" And you're like, "My
I'm gonna
elbow's
go
on his
stab
face."
Jacinto with the stim thing I have up.
All right. Are
So you
you
get
Ava-
a Mach 2.
Mark II?
Ava
Ooh,
is
thank
entirely
you.
certain that Jacinto is fine in the loving arms of its spider.
Uh-huh.
15 hit points back.
Well,
Jacinto.
Yeah,
Stab
so
with that. Come on, little buddy, wake up.
oh god. His eyes shoot open.
Are you okay?
Wow. Yeah, fire and, okay, well, I guess it's kind of offensive to call me a flower, but like fire and flowers don't mix. That was ooh.
Well,
I'm
glad you're
yeah,
sit
I'm
okay.
up,
okay. Thank you.
you sit up, and as you say that, you feel like a thrum of music through your link to Artania, and the tentacles sort of tighten around you, and it pulls you into a spider hug, I guess.
Aw.
Oh, thanks, Artanya. That's the first time you've ever had to, get me back. That was really, thank you. I appreciate it. And you too,
Finn-
Finn. Thank you very
Finn
much.
chuckles. For once, I got to heal you instead of the other way around.
Yeah, it's a give and take for sure.
Well, with that, I need to sit down. I'll sit down on the top of these stairs.
I'm very upset
Yeah.
that I was muted, and I was like, "Why does everybody keep talking over me?" I was trying to tell you, you don't need to use that consumable. I have a great medicine score and a med kit.
It's okay.
Also,
I mean-
I was already there doing the thing, and you kept talking over me, and I'm like, "What the frog is going on?"
I'm so sorry.
Oh, Nick. Would you like to still do that? Because I could still use more hit points.
Yeah, I can still patch you up.
It's the job.
I know I would appreciate it.
I could still patch you up. That is right on the money. With
Yeah.
It's your
Do
CR,
you
I
have a
believe.
regular?
1 hit point per level that you have.
4.
So we're level 4, so you get 4 back.
Thank you very
I
much.
need to get a better med kit so I can lower that DC and add my intelligence mod to it.
Yeah, advanced med kit is where it is at.
Yeah.
You don't need the 10-minute rest, and you got enough time. Finn could use a couple hit points too if it doesn't take too much resources. I've only got 9
Oh yeah,
left.
it only takes a minute. I can only do it once on each creature per 24 hours. But yeah, I can absolutely, if you need some hit points, make another.
Yeah, Finn is looking real rough.
Ooh.
I made one for you and one for Ava. Neither one of them were enough. We gotta
It's okay.
get invested in advanced medkit, guys.
Do we have a
I still
community?
appreciate
I'm
you
sure we'll
trying.
find one.
We do. Yeah, APs typically drop them. Granted, this isn't a typical Starfinder AP. Hint, hint.
I'm sure we'll get one. Wink, wink.
I'm sure
Yeah,
you
I
have
mean,
thousands of credits at your disposal. Wink, wink.
Rude.
We do indeed, but yeah, you guys can count those 3 minutes towards the 10-minute rest because Lahan does not need one.
Lahan's the only one that came out shiny.
Yeah, Lahan was untouched, and Artanya. But
Yeah.
that's because I didn't want
Artanya
Artanya
would've
to
been-
melt.
Tanya would have been in bad shape if they had caught either one of those Novas.
And we've got another reroll.
Yeah.
We do.
Hey,
One
thank
from
you.
Nickel.
Nicol
Mhm.
It's weird. It's not telling us who's redeeming them now. It's just redeem
but,
roll.
Who did Nickel want that one to go to?
Oh, because their message appears right under it, and so all of us have access to the queue, and in the queue it has their message included with it, so I can see if they want to give it to someone specific without having to go look through the chat and see. And that is why, Nicobolus, it is asking you to type something. So you don't have to pick somebody. You can just put anybody who wants it, or a snarky message or whatever you want in that box. But if you want it to go to somebody specific, that's where you let us know.
Yeah.
Although he's the dangerous one. He's the one that gave Jet a taste of power.
Mm-hmm. It's true. And now Ghost's doing it for Nick.
It is allowed. I put it on all the description boxes.
All right.
All right.
I still don't understand why you'd buy a GM a reroll when they are GMs and they can reroll until the sun goes
Neither
down.
of you, yeah. Neither of you roll in front of us.
Okay, you
It's
trust me enough to
true.
not do that because I'm using Hero Lab and I super appreciate it because then I don't have to translate it
Oh.
into Roll20. I'm not going to just be like, I don't like that roll and re-roll.
I suppose it's a difference of philosophies. I trust you, but also it doesn't matter if I trust you. You're the GM. What you say goes to a large degree. And granted, like with storytelling aspects and whatnot, some of that, I just think that there's room for fudging dice rolls to make a good story happen. If you're bad guy,
I will
hit us
sometimes
once.
make the number go plus or minus 1 or 2 points if I think it's more interesting for it to go one way or the other. But I'm not just going to out and out sit and re-roll because at that point I might as well just pick the numbers myself.
True.
Like if you're close,
Sure.
I might give it to you, or if you're close and it's more interesting for you to fail, I might not give it to you, maybe, but I don't do that too often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll fudge when it's in
Yeah,
best
no.
interests, but I think for the sake of the audience being able to sort of influence the story, if y'all give them to us, we sort of got to use them, right?
And again, super rare. In the 14 episodes that we've done this, I believe we're on 14. I think I've done it like twice.
I will never tell how often I fudge.
All
Great
right.
secret.
So you all are kind of beat to hell. What would you like to do now? You haven't had a chance to fully explore that room.
It's actually what I was
and
just
you've
about
got more
to
rooms look at.
propose.
Well, that room is.
So I've already gotten radiation poisoning from that room, so I can go back in there. I don't think I can get double radiated.
You don't have
We'll check it
radiation
first.
poisoning. That is a disease that you do not have. You have been damaged by radiation for going in
Okay.
that room.
All right, but you
Radiation
didn't
poisoning
succumb
is
to the
bad.
radiation sickness.
Yeah, radiation sickness
Yeah, it's
is
radiation-
entirely different from being exposed to radiation.
Well, I've already been exposed once. Correct me if I'm wrong. Would it be more or less dangerous for me to go in there versus somebody else? Looking at Lahan and
That depends
Hector,
on
the smart kids.
Well, you're.
you're still affected.
Nope.
Right?
Once you leave the radiation, so there is a outer area where you did detect a low level of radiation. The area where you detect the medium radiation, that's what's getting through your environmental protections. Once you leave the medium radiation zone, You're no longer affected by it, so you're not continually going to be making fortitude saves and taking damage and possibly getting radiation sickness.
No, I
Well-
actually feel better since I've stepped out of that room.
Yeah, it doesn't appear that you got radiation sickness, so you should be safe to go back in. But if you start feeling, I didn't find it in time. Here we go. If you start feeling weak, come back out and we'll patch you up before you get too irradiated. Okay.
And I'm definitely not feeling 100% by any means, but I'm doing well enough to go back in there.
Well,
Stamina at
if
9
you
hit
if
points.
you start to feel like tired and sick to your stomach, come back out.
Okay.
Then
I'll go search this
Jacinto,
room.
before you go, Jacinto just like boops you, and you get a Mystic Cure too. I'm sorry, Finn. I didn't realize that you were so. I must have been distracted by.
I mean, you're
My
almost dead.
Well, you know, take 23 hit points back.
Wow. That was
Darn good roll. It's
Nice.
plus 5, 3d8 plus 5, so it's like a healing serum mark 2, but with your
Put my
wisdom.
shoulders
mode.
back, crack my neck. Oh, much better.
Meanwhile, Ava's just kind of like hunched in the corner after recovering those stamina points. She's gonna chug a Mark II serum of healing, I guess, is all she's got.
Mm,
I'd hold on to that if I were you. We've got a Jacinto back.
Low on spell slots.
I'm down a fair amount of health.
I have a terrible perception.
oh, that was not great.
Okay. So walking the path that you would have to walk, like the shortest path you can take, will put you into the medium radiation, which will require a fortitude save.
Okay,
You
let's
do
do it.
have
Actually-
a +4 from your armor.
As Finn ventures in and like starts making these fortitude saves,
So
I'm
18.
gonna sort of squint in the direction of that reactor. Does it look like she could fix it so it stops leaking in any kind of quick manner, or would it just take too much time?
This would to do that, it would take a while. So
Okay.
you would need to get much better radiation shielding.
Yeah. Have to go
You'd
get some.
seriously risk getting radiation sickness, and that is bad. You do make the fortitude save if it would be an 18 with that +4, but you still will take hit point, not stamina damage, equal to take 7. Because you are exposed to this awful thing.
And I'm gonna come over to the other side of the room and I'm gonna do one more perception, just to make sure that we haven't missed anything, you know.
Okay. So one more fortitude save.
Yeah, let me
as
do
you
my
walk
percept
back
first.
through. Yep.
No. Come on, do good. Only 13. Boo. 14. What do you fortitude?
So you fail. And you are, it's the Constitution poison track.
Okay.
You take 7 points of damage, and you are moved into the weakened stage on the Constitution poison track. So it's -2 to so many things. So very many things. But it's basically for the duration of your time in the medium radiation zone. When you leave that zone, I believe you're no longer affected, if I'm remembering correctly, because you do not have you have to stay in there
Last
long
time.
enough to contract the radiation sickness for it to truly matter.
Indeed. Yes.
Okay.
Radiation gets cured by leaving, but once you hit impaired on that track, then you have to start making saves against radiation sickness, which is a disease, and that sticks around.
Alright, check the last corner of them coming out. I'm starting to feel kind of gross again. Check over here.
All right.
Do I have to do another fortitude?
Not for that movement that you did. You're fine.
Okay. 21 percept.
Ooh.
All right.
It's better.
DC. I have a DC. My eyes are not finding it for me.
Oh,
As you're finding that, Jacinto will tentatively look at Ava and say, Ava, I have a little more juice in the tank if you need some healing. I know you took some damage too, and I'm sorry that I overlooked that before.
Okay.
Ava's just like finishing bandaging herself, and she says, "Thank you, Jacinto. I'll be fine."
So Finn,
Okay.
you rolled that second perception, and I'm just kind of having it applied to the entire eastern section of this room.
Okay.
It's instead of just like that one little specific corner. And obviously, I didn't have a chance to Photoshop these out. So you find and you're looking around, you're perusing, your intention. You're looking pretty thoroughly. You do find this little alcove here that has the S on it for secret on the eastern side, but it has like the remains of like an emergency box, like break in case of
Oh.
emergency, and there's hooks for something like a radiation suit or something to hang on, but it's all empty.
Huh. With that, I'm gonna move out.
Hmm.
Well, I found an empty box in there, but not much else.
Interesting. Well, I guess not that
Looks like
interesting.
it might have had supplies in it. Ah, it's made me itchy.
Hmm.
all
I
right?
wonder who.
And I will say, based on the
Wonder where-
architecture of the room, if Finn's willing to brave it again, Finn could realize that the room is laid out very symmetrically. Where this secret door was located, there could very
Oh, is
well
there a door?
be. Yeah, it was a door. It wasn't just an alcove. Like you had to
Oh,
find work in the out. There was some like decoration in the wall, and you were like, "Oh, what's this?" And you clicked a button, and then a door slid to the side. It didn't look like it was a door. It wasn't
Oh,
super
okay.
obvious. So you could
it
make
sounds like
the
you'd.
yeah. So because again, I
Yeah, there's
didn't
a.
have I didn't think to Photoshop those out, so it looks super obvious if you're looking at it visually here. So
I actually
you
hadn't even
could
connected that.
yeah. So you could draw the conclusion that there might be something over on this side if you wanted to look there. Finn might not think it's worth
Actually,
it though.
there is a door back there.
Door.
Did the door just open and lead to the stuff?
Yeah, it opened and it
It's a
was
dead
just
end,
like
though.
it's think like the Adam West Batman where he flips the head back, pushes the button, and then the thing opens up and there's the poles. Only instead of the
Okay.
poles, it was like the size of like a cryo capsule, and in it there should have been a suit hanging, and there should have been some medical supplies or something for
Okay.
emergency purposes, like if the reactor starts melting down or something.
I think there actually might be another one over in the other corner. Well, a little beat up. I think I can make it over there.
Are you sure?
I mean,
Wha-
unless one of you guys wants to go check it. I don't mind going back in.
Well, you shouldn't because you've already, you look about
Radiated.
half as good as you did when you went in there. If I
I
had to
could-
put a number to it,
Let me go
You
this
could-
time, Finn. I didn't take any damage in that last fight.
All right, just be careful.
I will be.
You're gonna want to go straight back to the left, next to the reactor. There should be another little door right there if the architecture is the
Is
same.
symmetrical. All right, let's try it. So Lahan will go to that wall. Fortitude, say, let's see, 15.
Oof. You get +4 from your armor.
You do get a
Oh,
plus
plus
four.
4 for my armor is 19.
So you make the save, but because of the exposure to the radiation, you would still take the 7 damage to your hit points.
Okay. And that's a 25 perception check to try and find a door in this spot.
Yeah, you're looking around, and especially with the guidance that Finn gave you, you're like, yep, bam, 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 click, and the door slides open, and you do find some stuff inside there.
Ooh, I gather it up and bring it back to my friends.
Show you.
Do I need another fort save as I come back past the reactor?
Yes, you will. Yes,
Okay.
you will.
Pronking poison.
Ah, that's a 6.
So you fail, and you are temporarily at the weakened stage as you walk through this medium radiation and take another 7 damage to your hit points.
But then you find one too.
And then I'm out of it. Oh, hey, look, rat out serum. Hey, I found an emergency kit, guys.
Nice.
Oh. Wow, this stuff would have been really useful to have going in. I wonder why the pronk they keep it in behind the reactor that is at risk of going, leaking and stuff.
Yeah, it's not a great design. Honestly, I would probably put these here in the hall in some kind of brightly labeled box that says like Fallout Kit.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, to be fair, from Lahat's perspective, looking around the room, don't forget there were those 2 machines in the corners that you guys identified. There was the molecular furnace and the industrial replicator. This was in the reactor core and machine shop, and there were instruments that have currently been smashed around the room. So they probably had this manned. So if something were to go wrong, they had access in the room to run over there and grab it so that they could continue. Yeah. So there, you did find 6 rat out serums. You found an S-Tech suit Mark II with the quick suit armor upgrade. And you found a ring. And I know that I have given you on the sheet the name of the ring, but you guys wouldn't know what that ring is. Jacinto's mystic senses would probably be tingling.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be
Hey, can I take a look at that ring?
Sure.
Jacinto takes the ring that is probably, like an anklet for him, and makes a mysticism check on it.
If you go to hold it in your hand, it actually sizes down to fit your nub.
Aw.
Mm-hmm. Oh. He puts it on, and now it's a bracelet.
With that roll, you know it's magical. You suspected it was magical, but you know it's magical.
Well, this is definitely magical. I don't know anything beyond that.
Well,
and you do see some markings on it that are consistent with New Thessalonian like symbols that you've seen around. But it's not
like see here there's the
one ring with a message in it.
Mm-hmm.
So armor looks like it might be decent for one of you two that wears the lighter stuff.
My armor is still superior to this one.
I gave pseudo armor that was just too good.
You did. You haven't done anything to beat it yet.
I'm not stressed about it.
Let me. This is slightly better than my plexiglass bodysuit.
And it's got an upgrade.
It does have an upgrade. And S-Techs, they always have nice upgrade slots too.
Yeah,
there's 3 upgrade
there
slots.
There is a armor check penalty on it. I think it's +4, +5. I just had it.
I don't make physical checks anyway, Nick.
Oh, you don't, yeah. So it's pretty good. It's not quite as good as the Vesk Brigandine 2.
Oh, nothing is as good as Vesk Brigandine 2. I should just get Vesk Brigandine 2 tattooed on like my shoulder or something, on my bicep, because I love it so much. Put a little heart around it. It's the best.
For me,
maybe if you advertise for them, they'll give you free armor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you soak your refractor suit's real good at the beginning, yeah.
We don't need to bring it up anymore. You know my.
Usually, I go second skin, you soak your refractor suit, Vesk Brigandine 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's what you do find in that room. And Lahan, you could fix this. You need better radiation shielding to do it. Because you're going to have to be in here for a while. You're going to have to be.
I need to go get a hazmat.
Basically, yeah. And
or a level 7 suit of armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, or a level 7 suit of armor.
But if I fixed it, we could give the goblins like power replicator and all sorts of stuff, but they could start their own little business operation out here.
You could. It's been a little while since it's come up, but you do know that the Scarnettis right now that are putting pressure on your family are doing so because they control the raw resources and the finished fabricated materials that your family relies upon for their starships.
So you're saying if I can like unionize the goblins to be our new machine shop, I can throw off the Scarnettis.
That's one of your options, but it's going to be a very
What could
expensive.
possibly go wrong?
It's going to be very expensive to fix.
Fine. They're our friends now.
Yeah, they gave us pickles.
They gave us pickles.
Do goblins unionize though? Are they are they capable of such thing?
All right, so we'd be, militant capitalists, and we don't let them unionize because they don't really want to. We just exploit the crap out of them.
Okay, so they turn into house elves.
Yeah, but they're all terrified of Ava, so they'll help us.
So house elves.
Control them from fear. That's always worked out well. There aren't countless movies about this.
Lahan Malfoy.
No. Lahan wants to be nice to goblins. They are our friends.
So you're
Yes.
good to Lahan Granger.
Yeah, we broke pickles together.
But, from the capitalist standpoint, they're not going to charge as much as the Scarnettis. And then they'll be valuable members of our community instead of a plague upon Sandpoint.
Also, depending on how much you pitch in to help repair, you might just be partners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Solve one problem with another.
All right. I need someone with charisma to help me negotiate with these goblins. Who wants to be my business manager?
It's either Jacinto or Finn. Finn is better at scaring. Jacinto is better at diplomacy.
Jacinto, I need a
Not that it ever comes up.
CEO. I will be CTO.
I will be your. Oh, sorry, I just started channeling. I've been listening to the Adventure Zone. I don't know if any of you listen to it. It's phenomenal. Travis is doing a great job with the latest season, but they have a running goof where their party formed a business as well. But yes, I will absolutely be your CEO. CFO? CCO.
No, CFO is Chief Financial Officer, which is probably the job we'll have to give to my dad, right? Because he's in charge of all the money stuff. But he'll be CEO, which is the face.
Ah, love it. I have a great face. It's a little cold right now.
Now, where is Gogbert's position in this hierarchy?
COO, Chief Operating Officer. Runs the day-to-day stuff.
There we go. It's the coup.
Yes.
Not that kind of coup.
All right.
But we still have stuff to check out down here before we go make this business proposition. We have another door.
You got multiple doors.
I only see this one to the north of us.
Yeah, well, there's a door that's down the elbow in E5, which you can't see right now.
We sort of inspect yet. But let's maybe explore this little wing first.
You want to go up to E8?
Maybe. Finn, would you like to do the honors?
Yeah. Straight up.
Yeah.
Open that door.
North door. Yes, E8.
Step inside.
So E8, this barren room contains an upraised dais on which sits a marble throne. To either side stand statues of a man clutching a book and a glaive. A ghostly figure seems to be seated on the throne, an image of the same man who appears in the statues. He seems to be addressing the audience as he moves his hands about, his fingers decorated with hooked rings, but the words issuing from his phantom mouth are difficult to make out, and since you guys have taken the time to learn it, New Thessalonian. What you can hear of the message is upon us, but I command you to remain. Witness my power. How Alisnest's petty wrath is but a flash compared to my strength. Take my final work to your graves and let its memory be the last thing you... And it cuts out. And if you wait a few minutes, it will cycle back through, and that's all you hear, just on repeat.
Hey, know what that thing is saying?
Yeah.
Go on, Lahan.
No, you could tell him, Jacinto.
Oh.
No, you were about to speak, and then because of internet latency, I talked over you. So, go.
Oh, well, I'm sure you had a better one than me. I was just going to say, I relay this to the party. So if you actually had something to say, you should do it.
I was just gonna paraphrase what Jet was going to say. Yeah, he's talking about wrath and stuff and people's graves.
Hmm.
It's kind of garbled.
Okay.
I suspect that maybe this man is a hologram of maybe the Star Lord of Wrath, perhaps? Can I make like a culture?
Yeah, I believe that I thought you identified him in a
Halfway?
previous
Is this the.
session. I could be wrong, but I thought you did see some writing, or you identified him as the Star Lord of Greed,
Oh,
Okay. And so,
whose name was Karzog.
okay.
yeah.
Well, we've seen depictions of Karzog before,
Yeah,
or.
remember the statues that in the trap that tried to slice you to bits, and then there were the incredibly ornate ship hatches that were etched with like wealth untold, and like
Yes.
there were
And then this with the card stick. Yeah, okay.
statues
So,
everywhere of this person.
all right. I amend Lahan's previous statement. Rewind. Take that back. Redo it. Must be the Rune Lord of Greed. We've seen his image a few places now.
Hmm.
Hmm.
This
Well, the
this
throne
must have
does match.
yeah. This must have been his starship before it crashed here.
Hmm.
I wonder what it was doing out here.
Oh.
Also, kind of
His,
coincidental that
his
we
history
were in.
was this like part of uh, Karzog's empire here, where we're at now? Does any is that like
It
recorded as
was this was a border system. It was contested.
Hello? Do we know who it was
Okay.
contested by?
The Star Lord of Wrath, Allah's Nest, and the Star Lord of Greed, Karzog.
Well,
That
Lahan says to the party, the system was contested. Karzog here at Alasnas were fighting over it, so I suppose it makes sense that he'd have a ship out here.
How many of these
Yeah.
lords were there?
7.
if I had to guess, 7 because of the Sahedron rune.
Hmm. Yeah, that would make
Tied-
sense.
Tied to the 7 vices and 7 virtues. Perhaps this hologram was a way he communicated with the crew on his ships.
Hmm. Yeah, I can't imagine he would have put himself out here unless it was something very important.
Agreed, especially pre-drift travel.
Well,
Oh gosh, can you
I'll have
imagine?
explored down here.
Well, let's search this room and see if there's any more clues as to what the Rune Lord Karzog was doing out here.
Finn tried, got a 6 when he first came in.
Lahan rolled a 15. Yeah, Jacinto!
Jacinto's got a 31.
I feel so bad because you rolled a 31 because other than these statues and this throne and this hologram, there's nothing else in here.
Well, we
Why
tried.
do I even bother?
It was a communications room. If only you had walked through the radiation, you would have found that stuff so much faster than.
Yeah, but sending Jacinto into the radiation didn't seem like a good plan.
Oh
Hit points.
no!
He would die.
So
I mean,
we-
your healer getting radiation sickness. That's perfect.
hey, I can help with radiation sickness too. We have magical healing and mundane
All
healing.
right. So should we go back through this statue?
Yeah, I
I
believe
don't see any other.
there was another
doorways.
door back that way we hadn't checked yet.
Yes.
Jacinto rides
Someone
off
else
on
around.
Artania.
Oh, yes, down here on the far south end of the room marked as E5.
Ava, you coming?
Sorry, there's probably some lag.
Okay.
There most certainly is. There you go.
The
Push that door open.
Huh. It's not updating. The Roll20 screen does not appear to be updating.
Oh,
That's odd.
I
Perhaps
mean,
if we walk through
it's
it?
updating on my end, but it's not updating through the
Oh.
stream.
Switch to your capture method.
Oh, we can walk through it.
Oh no, he was talking about the actual stream.
Oh,
Yeah,
stream
just
is not
double click
seeing
on it
what we're
to where you get
seeing.
your sources, and it'll have capture method, and switch it to the other capture method. The one that's Win 7 plus. That one usually works for me.
That one, it just goes black. It was capturing
one.
it. There, now it's capturing it much better.
There we go.
And it's black. And we're back. Nice.
Okay, cool.
Oh no, let me delete the doors for you, and then I will.
We can move through them. We
Thank
don't
you.
have to
Actually,
delete
just
them.
ghosted right through it.
Okay, well you can do that.
Mhm.
I will minimize that. Let me go to that is E6.
Put my butt a little farther in.
4 pillars support a domed ceiling in this room. There are several dark alcoves containing standing. They look to be sarcophagi on the walls, and there's a statue of a stern man wielding a glaive and holding a book in the southern part of the chamber.
Is it
Cars are
same
big?
guy from hologram?
Right?
2 people talk at the same time.
Nick.
Yeah, the Karzog again, right?
Yes, 100%. Lapis, what were you saying?
Same thing.
Okay.
I was curious if it was
and-
Karzog.
And as Ava walks closer to that one sarcophagi, a hologram appears in front of it. And it appears to be someone who is not like a warrior. They look to be more scientist or architect. And it's just a hologram of them sort of in state, in repose.
Interesting.
Curious.
I'm gonna try walking up to this one after seeing that happen. Does the same thing happen?
Same thing happens, but it's a different person. Different species.
Interesting.
Hmm. You said the sarcophagi were of Arzog?
No, the sarcophagi are they look to be like almost like just based on their dress and the way that they are depicted, they look to be like scientists or doctors or like an architect, someone who is not like a warrior, someone you know what I'm trying to say there. They're not soldiers.
Yeah.
They're not
They're civilians.
civilian.
Word you're
Yeah,
looking for.
civilians.
They're-
There you go. That's the exact word I was looking for. My brain just wasn't grabbing it. Karzog was the statue
Okay.
here in the middle.
Okay.
Some kind of memorial chamber, perhaps?
Could
Maybe
be.
they were the crew or the architects of the ship, or
So I've
can
got
we
a,
make a culture check to discern what they're doing here?
Yeah, you could definitely do that if you want.
I've also got a 23 perception to see if there's anything weird hanging around.
18 culture on this weird.
This would be super niche and esoteric, so I do not think an 18 would get it for you.
I do have a data set on New Thessalonian. Or no, that's a lie. I have a data set on Lamash too.
You
Right.
Um,
Perception.
yeah,
quite the
sorry.
same. A little bit different.
You do not find a why am I drawing a blank? You why? Sorry, my brain is just not cooperating. 23 perception. Something is happening. I am super sorry for that. My brain was just not cooperating.
Does that sometimes?
You find a door hidden in that wall there where you can now see the.
Oh. Hey guys, there's a door over here.
Huh.
Oh,
Let's see what's behind it.
great spot.
It wasn't like a quick find. Like while they were looking at the sarcophagi and trying to figure out the cultural significance and the historical significance, you were walking around, and it probably took like 20 or 30 minutes, I imagine. But you do
That makes
find
sense.
this.
I'm not intelligence or wisdom, so while they're all thinking about that kind of stuff, I'm poking things around the room.
Mm.
We're like, we have our museum faces on. We're like, ooh, look at this. And look at the detail
Yeah.
here. And Finn's just like running his hand along the wall.
Yep.
Touching
And-
shit.
And I do want to say the sarcophagi, they are very well done. They're not quite as
Pepper.
ornate as everything else in here, but they're definitely not like standard or average. And then the walls just have more of that, the bas relief of like the unending wealth and all of that sort of iconography going on.
Okay.
I think my little yippy dog might have to go to the bathroom.
And it is just shy of our standard break time. If we need to do that, we could do that just a hair early.
Otherwise, we're gonna have yips in the background for
Yeah.
the next 15 minutes.
I'm fine with that.
Time for doggo breaks.
Well,
Both doggos.
Let's do that. We'll be back at about 27 after. And
Yeah.
we hope to see you when we come back. Bye, y'all. And we're back, but we've lost the Roll20 page for some reason.
What?
I'm trying not to make the
Gasp.
forces.
A mystery.
Come on.
Oh, I realized I left the spooky ambiance noise going during our break. Sorry, friends.
No, that's perfect. It's are they coming back? Are they not? Who knows? Oh,
Okay,
Oh, I mean, you all were the only ones. I was apologizing to you. You were the only ones who could hear
Next
it.
one, spookers.
Right.
oh.
There, it came back. I don't know why it went away.
Well,
Very strange.
Right.
I
Well,
blame
let's,
witches.
Check out this
Actually, I
secret
don't
door.
blame witches.
that I've stuck
they're
my head
really
in.
nice.
I was gonna say, why are you blaming witches? They've been wrongly blamed for stuff for the last 300, 400 years. Leave them alone.
Yeah. Stop blaming us for things.
I took it back. I retracted it. Every witch I know is very nice. I blame magic. Can I just blame magic in general?
Blame wizards.
Black magic. It has to be black magic. Can't be magic in general. You got to be specific here.
No,
I think
just
that-
blame.
I
Just
don't know that
blame a
magic-
wizard did it.
I
It's
don't know
always
that
a wizard
magic
did it.
has a specific flavor. I think that's in the eye of the beholder.
Actually, I was a drunk
That's
wizard.
true,
Did it.
actually.
Yeah, it's always a wizard, or better yet, a drunk wizard. A
Mhm.
drunk wizard did
yeah,
it.
blaming a drunk wizard on
A
blaming
drunk
anything on a drunk wizard just
How else do you think
makes it
owlbears happened? A drunk wizard was like, "What would be funny?" And then they made an owl and a bear have relations, and then guaranteed the offspring happened when it shouldn't have.
Where do you
Yeah.
think Ava came
Watching
from?
you describe this while you're
Drunk wizard.
Drunk wizard.
watching you describe this as your daughter walks up behind you, Jet, is
mean, Also,
Something.
undead things with a little bit of a soul. Drunk wizards.
Judy comes over and
Drunk
she
Yahtzee
demands
and
I look
wizard.
at my phone, and I told her I had to look later. So Finn did find that door, and it looks like peeked into the hallway.
Do I get mauled?
You don't get mauled.
That's too bad.
Oh, leaf.
No, it's a good thing that Finn did not get mauled.
you can't go to a mall right now. There's a pandemic on.
True.
You got to social distance.
Ed,
Just the
you
thought
guys.
of going to a mall.
There's stairs in here. Do
Huh.
you want to go up or do you want to go down?
Ooh.
Mm.
I believe red arrows
Life's
in
eternal
general
question.
indicate stairs going down on these maps.
Well, this. Oh.
Yeah. Why do they have two parallel staircases?
Try this closest one
Oh.
first.
Ah, all,
Hey,
of
put it
our faces,
random, I guess.
all of our faces went away too. I gotta fix that.
Weird.
Well, I'm taking the staircase. Well, Jet fixes our faces.
Hmm.
Make us beautiful, Jet.
Hi.
I am beautiful.
Why is it not?
Yeah, you are.
I miss my beard.
Oh,
Hey, beard wig.
It's your beard too.
yeah. You could get one of the hats that has a beard on it.
The crochet ones.
I had one of those in college. It wasn't very big. It didn't fit my big dumb head.
Aw.
Um,
I have one around here somewhere that turns you into Cthulhu, but it's
I
pink.
love
so
that
it's pink.
hat. I've seen
nice.
that hat.
That's a good look.
It's just it's not picking up our faces. I'm switching the different
Um,
capture methods.
Instead of switching the capture methods, switch the source around a couple times. That usually helps. Like switch the source to something random and then switch it back to the right one. That usually
Okay.
fixes it for me.
Oh, nope. Got Lapis back.
Oh, just Lapis. How
Gotta do it one at a time.
strange.
It takes a second.
Ah,
There's a Tom. There's a me.
and a Nick. And a Leif.
You know, I really
Alright,
would have
well.
appreciated it if instead of leave the witches alone, Leif had said Leif the witches alone.
Mm.
Nice.
All right, we're back for real. We're going up the stairs.
Down the stairs. Down.
Down the stairs.
Red is down.
Whatever.
All right.
I'll poke my head through this door.
We're traversing some stairs.
Hey,
Please don't leave me here by myself.
we should probably like all follow. Yeah, yeah. There it is.
Please don't abandon frontliner.
Yeah, no, we're gonna take the other stairs.
Yeah,
This-
we figured we would set off 2 encounters at once.
The sound
Just
of
for
sloshing
funsies.
water fills this room. Most of this room has actually collapsed into a large tide pool. What few walls do remain intact here bear detailed and impressive carvings of incredible treasures, filled to overflowing with coins, cred sticks, gems, jewelry, other items of value, art. To the east, the walls depict a carving of a towering mountain. Actually, this would be a towering, gargantuan celestial body, an asteroid, a small planetoid. It carved into the shape of a stern face, just float. That's weird. A stern face, atop which is a great palace.
That's weird.
And this is all a mural, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Jacinto
Oh.
steers Artania in
Seemed to be
and
too
says,
much.
"Wow,
I'll look around a little.
artsy."
Got a 9. Finn is looking around, but not
I will
effectively.
also.
In the
Jacinto
pool,
will.
You can
Oh,
see
goodness.
that helmet token,
Mhm.
correct?
Yeah.
Just a second. Our roll 20 thing is not updating the way it should for some reason. I don't know why.
Shirk, we just fixed this.
I know. It's fighting me.
It does that to me pretty frequently too. Don't feel bad.
Now it's just black. What is going
Hmm.
on?
Do you have hardware acceleration on? That will mess with it. We can fix that
I
later,
don't
though.
think I do, but I also am not 100% certain I don't.
It would be in your Chrome settings.
Hmm. Come on. There. That was just weird. Okay. So in the pool, you see the remains of what must have once been an incredible treasury. They're lying in the sloshing waters. There are shattered urns, crumbled storage chests that were probably once very finely and ornately done. Rusted bits of once beautiful armor and weapons and other long ruined treasures from an ancient past lying in this tide pool. The most impressive of them all is a large coral encrusted helmet sized for someone of giant proportions. The helm measures nearly 5 feet across, and its full face guard bears an expression of twisted rage and fangs. And the helmet itself appears to be made of solid gold.
Wow.
If we could come back and pull that out, that'd probably be worth a nice chunk of money.
Yeah, that would be very impressive.
And I,
Sure,
I
how
may
we
have
did that.
interrupted you, Tom. Did you want to make some sort of a check based on the bas relief on the wall?
My initial check had been for a general perception check, looking around, and I got a 31. However, I imagine that is my second useless 31 of the night
No,
on
no,
the
no,
perception check.
no. Roll me
Ah.
3d6.
Hmm.
8.
Okay. So this search is going to take 8 minutes, and you're
Okay.
kind of going to start at the periphery, and the helmet's pretty much the furthest in. And as you're working your way into the helmet, the big ticket item probably, you find like a number of cred sticks, and you can check the amounts on them, and you find cred sticks totaling up to 9,800 credits.
Wow.
You find 40
Hmm.
precious stones worth 100 credits each. And you find buried, like partially submerged and stuck under a rock, and you've got to work at it. You find a diffraction cloak Mark 1.
Ooh.
And as you tug that cloak loose, I'm going to need initiative rolls.
What?
All right. So should Jacinto be further out in
You
the
should-
room?
You should probably be in like that first block of the water.
What? Why don't you tell me where I was? Because I don't know where.
You should probably be right about there.
I don't know. Okay.
Oh no.
I would also. I was also on Artania.
That's A-okay.
Ava's
Okay.
not like letting you walk around alone. She'll at least be up here next to you.
Oh well, I
Ava
roll a
has to-
19.
Ava has to hold all those cred sticks.
Yeah, that's a lot. I'm gonna need you to repeat that after the combat music.
Yeah, no
Happens.
worries.
It's okay. We can just take them and consolidate them all down onto one cred stick, as from what I understand.
You could.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Onto all of our cred sticks.
It was just like distributing them as Jacinto goes along.
Did everybody roll initiative? I've got.
We're
Jacinto,
missing Ava.
Yep, Ava.
Weird. I thought I hit the initiative button. Let me do it one more time. I heard a boop. Oh no.
You just barely got above me. You jerk.
How
Dude,
much?
that's great.
How many rerolls we got? I would take a reroll for
Oh, we
that.
got
We got none, man.
one. Do we have we used nickels from way back? I don't think we have.
No, that's cool.
I thought you did use it on a reflex save for Jacinto. That
Yeah, I
ended
thought
Oh,
we
yes, you did.
did.
No, I thought that was one that we begged and borrowed, and then the second one came after that.
up.
We got
We
one
might
from
be-
Ghost, and we got one
Yeah.
from Nickel.
Okay.
We did.
I think you only used one. I think you might have one more.
Mhm. We do have one
We
more.
might. I might have accidentally cleared it with the pet sightings. I thought they were all pet sightings, but maybe
And I would be fine with
missed
Ava
it.
using it to get higher initiative. So
Yeah,
she
take
can do
it.
the
I am also fine with
Do the
this.
thing.
Leif, do the thing.
Ha! Much better.
Much better.
Very nice. I'd say about 10.
Nice. So, first person to respond is Lahan, as this helmet sort of rocks back, and it's like I don't know if you have seen it. I'm assuming a lot of you have. The Garthim from Dark Crystal. Only the shell, the carapace, the big rounded part that would be their back is actually this gold, gigantic helm, and these legs pop out of it, these crustacean legs, and it rocks up and back, and these big clawed arms shoot out from the eye holes.
I'd rather
Well, that
be
doesn't look good.
shiny.
Lohan will combat track it and take a shot. Plasma Bolter, that's 23 versus EAC with soft cover.
With soft cover, that just hits
Nice.
for 18 damage.
Yep.
Ouch. This crab, I feel, is not long for the world. But I loved the idea of the crab so much.
Should have beefed him up. Or given him a
Alright.
family.
I mean, I fully expected you guys to find the crab first and then deal with the Hesper. But that didn't happen, and it's fine. It's fine. Now this
He'll
is
never
just
do
a
what you
lot
want.
for you. I believe it's Jacinto's turn unless Lahan has anything else that they can do.
Oh, no, that's it. Sorry.
Oh. All right. Well, luckily, this combat is not infused with radiation. So Artania can actually do things, which Jacinto's excited about. So Jacinto will... Jacinto needs to make a survival check, actually, in order to tell Artania to do a thing and also be able to do a thing. Although I guess I don't really need to because I'm just giving him my standard action anyway. So Jacinto passes his standard action down to Artania and then is going to just sort of sit there as Artania bites at the crab.
I feel like
his...
Harald and Artania are going to have words with each other because Artania's eating your actions now.
Yeah. Here's the bite. Hiya. That's a 19 to hit KAC.
Not bad.
If you had a +1, that would hit.
Oh, does anybody have a +1? So our
Oh,
lovely
do
spider can fit.
I have a +1. I have a +1. It only costs 100. No? That's
Someone,
okay.
anyone, a +1.
It was not meant to be.
No such luck.
That's
no.
okay. I'm a big man. I can admit when I've lost.
Although the
that
chat
is
lags
my turn.
behind us by a little bit.
Mhm.
Well, that's why Tom was buying time.
What? Me? A musician? Vamp? Never.
Is Artania going to do anything else before we move on to Eva?
No, nothing Artania can do with his action.
You haven't ended your turn yet. Ghost gave you a +1, Tom.
Perfect. Oh, we made that a lot more expensive. Well, thank you very much, Ghost. I greatly appreciate it.
No, you got it.
So 7 points of damage as
7 points.
Yes.
Artania's first blood.
Maybe. No, I think I had Artania bite the hounds of Tindalos.
Oh, I couldn't remember.
Although, do we really want Artania biting random things? Remember what happened last time?
It got cooler.
He got so much cooler. I see no downside to this.
Now you're like eyeing Ava and Artania, and you're like, can I get Artania to bite Ava?
Jacinto's wise. Tom's not wise. Jacinto's very wise.
Artania.
Jacinto knows that's a bad idea.
Artania lunges forward, curling their tentacles protectively around Jacinto and sink their fangs into one of the joints in the crustacean's armor.
So Artania, while it's hard to tell, Artania is he, him. I know it's hard to keep track with, especially with pets that we don't have art of.
I know you
but
told
yes,
me before,
Artania
I
is
just
he, him.
blanking.
No worries. Just
you.
correct you.
And
so that is my turn.
Ava.
Ava is just going to react as she always does with a Plasma Doshko attack.
I was gonna say.
Oh no, those are both misses.
Your luck's run out. You had dueling 23s before, now you got dueling 11s.
Tom, did you see what Ghost said? Wait, he bit Jacinto. Will he grow a flower head now?
That would be adorable.
That full attack, you bring it down, and that Plasma Doshko just scores into the golden helm, and oddly enough, it doesn't actually do any real damage to it.
Hmm.
And its turn. This creature who is unhappy with all of these shenanigans, but the only person, the only person that it can get at that hurt it is
It's a
Artania.
spider.
And it's gonna full attack Artania.
Oh, you don't have to do that.
Oh no!
I'm pretty sure this is gonna hit 21 and a 20 versus KAC.
Dang.
Closer than you'd think, but yes, that hits.
12 and 16 slashing damage.
No, does that kill Artanya?
And I need to know,
No.
did either of those exceed the KAC by 4?
Let me double check. KAC is 18. You said 21?
Yeah, that was the highest one. The
Missed it by that
claws
much.
attempt to, like, they're obviously attempting, they're going to injure, but you can also see them trying to work together as though they were going to grab Artanya, and Artanya narrowly escapes that.
Thank goodness.
And it's Finn's turn.
I need to make a reaction. Actually, it doesn't matter because so when you're mounted and your mount takes damage. No, wait. I'm sorry. It's when I take damage. I'm sorry for interrupting. Please continue.
Since I can't get the punching real estate, I'm gonna pull out my decoupler
Okay.
and I'm gonna shoot that crab with it.
Well,
19 for 2 damage if it hits.
It hits. You
Yeah.
clip the crab.
I don't
acid
suppose you
damage.
attuned photon.
Actually, I was gonna do graviton.
Mhm.
Because I kind of want to try to
Fair
pull him
enough.
out of the water. I've been in a pulling mood lately.
Sure.
Alright, so you move to draw the gun, standard to fire. You attuned to graviton. Do you have a swift action, or are you done?
I'm done. Why should that do more damage?
I don't know what the insight damage is, but you're specialized in pistols, which
You
gives
should
half
add
level.
half level.
So that should be at least 3. I don't. Again, the insight might be like your photon damage. I don't know why it's an
No, I
insight.
don't
You
have
have an
photon
insight bonus
effects.
to damage, but it should be
Well-
3 damage, not 2.
Well, I'll add an extra damage.
Well, it's my proficient.
Yeah, but you're specialized now.
You got to click specialized, not proficient, in the drop down.
And it's Lahan's turn.
Ooh, shiny. I am going to take another shot with my plasma bolter.
No. Oh no.
That's a crit.
Oh no.
Oh
I
yeah. my
would also
God.
like a d20 roll for the wounds table, please.
Nice.
That pronking gun.
An 8. An 8 is going to impose bleed, 1d6,
Oh no.
on that crab. And then there's also the 25 points of electric and fire damage.
Oh no.
And then I use my move action to pull out a new battery, because I only have 2 charges left on this one. So,
Uh-huh.
Oh, poop. I don't like that. I don't have a lot of movement either. Alright, Jacinto.
Hi. Artania's hurt. Jacinto doesn't like that.
Oh,
So
no.
he's gonna tell Artania to get out of here, but not before not before telling him to bite. So Artania bites. Hiya! That is only an 18 to hit KAC, which, as we realized last round, is not going to be a hit.
oh no.
So then he tells Artania to take a guarded step backwards. And that's my
Punching
turn.
real estate.
Ava, it's your turn.
Finish it. Finish it.
Yeah, same thing as before.
Make friends with it. Make friends
Doing
with it.
better. 21 to hit. 14 probably misses, but 21 probably hits for 14 damage.
It does, and it looks so hurt. Not minus 145. I hope.
I mean, if you want.
We're not gonna really protest. I know it takes 1d6 bleed damage. 1d6.
no.
6 bleed damage.
Ava slams the Dashko into it, severing one of its claws, and it goes flying and hissing through the air. And as the crab sort of settles back, screaming incredibly piercingly loud, it sort of vomits up whatever passes for blood in a crustacean and just slumps into the water.
It's a free action.
Oh, we're having a crab boil. We're having a crab boil at the Rusty Dragon tonight.
I was wondering if you think that crab would be tasty or tough.
Ava, can you cut up this crab in such a way that we could take it back to the Rusty Dragon and share it with all of our good friends?
Yes.
Let me check
Let me
the
see what the
dice.
dice say.
Dear
It's a-
listeners.
Give me survival.
23 survival.
Yeah.
Ava collects
Yeah.
some crab meat.
Yes.
Mm.
Nom
Like
nom
massive.
nom.
Make some sushi rolls.
Mm.
I'm very basic with my sushi. I like California rolls and
I took
volcano.
a risk yesterday and got something else instead of a California roll and was
Sad.
not rewarded. It was sad. I didn't
Right?
like it, but I tried. You know, I did the grown up thing and I tried something different. It happens.
Very brave.
I had plenty of other things to eat, and Lapis got more sushi. So
So, question though is, how big is that helmet? Like, is it just like huge, massive? Yeah, it's way too big. Gotta leave it.
we would drag
Oh.
30 bulk back out if we wanted to.
We definitely. Mhm.
We should have. If
Do
anybody
we
else
have-
is game, I'd be down to come back and grab this helmet after we're done exploring.
We could also, you know, as part of our manufacturing, set this part up as a museum and use it to generate income.
No.
Not to us.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
just
know.
the audience.
I double
no.
muted. I double muted.
You're doing what I used to do.
Oh,
Oh, no.
okay.
I blew my nose, so I muted myself so that no one would hear, and then I forgot to unmute the stream.
Smooth.
Well,
I will say, someone make a culture check, please.
Not me.
You got it, Mr.
on it.
GM. Sir, 22. Now that this combat is
Take her
over,
upstairs.
I do want to say I'm putting that battery I pulled out in my gun.
All right.
So that it is ready for the next.
Okay, so you don't quite get you don't get all the information, but what you do figure out is based on the markings on the helmet. Obviously, dates back to New Thassalon, based on the materials it's made out of, and you've never heard of anyone finding anything like this. To the right buyer, this could be worth 25 to 35,000 credits.
Oh,
That's why I want to come get it. It's solid gold.
is that would that help with the Scarnettis? That's a lot of money.
I'm telling you,
Money to do a
museum,
lot of
man.
things. I think
You know who's
we-
gonna pay that
Belongs
much
to the
for it?
museum.
You know who's gonna pay that much for it? A museum.
Yeah,
Mm.
but why
I
don't we
don't
just sell it
think
to
you
another
understand how
museum?
museums work.
We don't have enough things for a museum, Lahan.
This whole
Well-
complex that we've been hanging out in is like well, I guess we need the reactor and that stuff for the other business plan. So
And plus,
Yeah,
it'll
I
take us
really
forever to
think
get that
I-
much money in admission.
as your CEO, I really do think that we should just sell this helmet and use it to use the fungibles that it generates to and
Edit money.
Jacinto like just keeps trying to come up with more.
Fair enough. You said this
more
room was
business
like
terms.
full of stuff, right?
All right, so I have
Would you say there's a bunch of junk in this room?
there's partially collapsed walls. There are, and I'm just going to give you the loot sheet.
Perhaps enough junk to use engineering to rig up a sledge
Oh yeah, you could
to
definitely
drag
do
it out.
that. You could definitely do that.
Nice.
I think a 21 is
Cool.
probably enough to rig up a basic sledge so that we can pull this giant helmet out of here when the time comes.
I mean,
We should
if
check
not,
the other staircase first, but
I mean, if not in this room, then between the various other statues, you could probably cut a door off of somewhere. I mean, there are things you can turn into a sled.
cool.
Exploring, then come back for this helmet. Now that we're all
Moving
in
heavy
agreement.
things. This is this is an engineering application. Yeah, let's go check the other stairs though, and then we can come back and drag this helmet out with us. Jacinto, Ava, after you.
Yes, sorry, I was typing loot.
Fair point.
It's one of
That
the
is valid.
unknown jobs of the CEO is loot tracking.
Just gonna put Ava there.
Looks like we found the other side of that room.
Oh, look.
Oh,
Well, okay.
well, I feel silly. Does anybody else feel silly? I feel silly.
Why do they have two staircases? to the same...
I feel 25 to 35,000 credits richer, so I don't think that's very silly.
All right, let's. I think that's the only thing we hadn't checked down here, isn't it?
You
Believe
are
so.
correct. You have fully explored the third level of Thistletop. I don't think you fully explored the second level, but no, you did. You did. You came back and explored this.
Yeah.
You're good. You've explored.
Completionists.
Yeah. Now you have actually completed the book. You've ended
Yeah.
book one, and now
Huh.
we have the time. I was going to give you guys a month in between book one and book two.
Ooh,
Are there things that you would like to do?
Ooh.
I have a couple things in mind that Nick and I had talked about. Well, one thing that Nick and I had talked about, and one thing that I had planned that is in relation to Lahan. I did not know what
Yes.
Ava was going to do.
yes, we have things. First up, we need to convince these goblins that they're going to run a manufacturing plant for the Valdemar family out of Thistletop.
Mhm.
And we're going to give them all of our
I
garbage
imagine
and they're going to
he-
make good shit.
Okay.
Clean.
Let me pull
Clean.
up Gogmert, because he is going to be the one that would be negotiating on their behalf.
Oh yes, and Jacinto has agreed to like lead these negotiations. And then we're gonna go back and tell my father how awesome we are, and it's gonna be great.
Totally.
And he's gonna love my new friends, and then we're gonna be able to go do things without him being worried. This is a good plan.
What could possibly go wrong?
All right. I'm going to say, let's see who can out diplomacy each other best 2 out of 3. I think that this plan is beneficial to them. They're going to realize that, so they're going to go into it. But what we're doing is we're going to determine who's going to be in the more favorable financial situation in regards to the profits.
All right, Jacinto,
Okay.
you got this. I believe in you.
All right.
You're the
So-
friendly face.
Jacinto opens up with, well, you see, you wouldn't have Thistletop if it weren't for us. You would not know. You all certainly aren't going to be able to fix this this nuclear reactor. So the way I see it, you really do need us, and as much as we need you. But that's really why I feel that we deserve a hefty cut of any and all profits generated by this partnership. And this may seem slightly out of Jacinto's wheelhouse, but I will remind you that he was a charlatan traveling with a
circus.
carnival
Yeah.
for a long time. That said, that is only a 20 on the diplomacy check.
Pretty good.
Well, fair. You did clear them out of Thistletop, or the area beneath, but they weren't gonna be here forever, so we would have eventually got it back. We might have had to rough it out in the woods, in the Nettlewood, but we would have come back eventually. And we're great with tools. I mean, look what we built above. Look what we built all around us. Just with garbage.
Remind them that we have more garbage
Yeah.
to give them. They won't have to scrounge it anymore. We're going to make a deal and give them all the garbage.
We've each made our points. Tom,
You said he got 3 rounds, so I'm giving
I-
him ammunition. That's all. Sure.
I know. So now Gogmert's going to make their roll.
Sure.
I'm not giving them any sort of bonus. Jacinto and Tom are pretty persuasive, so I'm giving you probably a +2 bonus, so 22. Let's see what I do. Because I'm rolling it, and I rolled poop. So you kind of you feel like things are going your way. You probably have like a
Cool.
12 to diplomacy.
Yeah, so Jacinto will say, yes, you all are very good with your hands, and you're very resourceful. Nobody's denying that. Nobody's arguing that. However, think of the things that you could achieve with our help. Think of the things that you've already achieved with our help, right? Again, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse and go over all the things that we've already done for you. But with Lahan fixing up that generator for you, you're gonna have access to all sorts of technological wonders that your people probably haven't seen very frequently, if ever. So we're going to help your goblin society elevate themselves in what I think is a very positive way. Not to mention change how people see your people. We'll save that one for the third roll.
I said I would hush, so I'm just putting it in chat.
So
Oh, well, that's a 21.
So what you're kind of saying is we're garbage people. It seems like you're saying we're garbage people because you're talking about lifting us up and making us actually worth something, as though we don't have value.
You just said that you worked with garbage. I
said
didn't
we
call
work
you
with
garbage.
not that
people.
we're garbage
You
people.
literally called yourself garbage people.
And you literally steal our garbage from town. We want to give it to you. So you
Shut
don't
up.
have to deal with the guards trying to kill you.
He
It's
can
okay.
he
No,
can
it's okay,
ignore
Lauren.
that for the sake of trying to get more.
It's fair. It's fair.
I rolled a 12 for an 18. Ah.
Ha!
Well, you beat him twice, and I said we were going for 2 out of 3. So you can wrap up. Give me a little bit more, and we don't need to roll the final time, obviously. But
Sure.
you're going to come out probably. I feel like profit-wise, probably like, especially because I feel like you're not gonna be, going for the throat. Maybe like a 60-40 split.
70-30.
Yeah.
70-30 is what I was thinking too.
I mean,
We would have talked this out ahead of time.
You guys are going to be helping set them up, but after that, they're going to be manning it. They're going to be doing all of the actual work over here.
Hey, protection and
I
things.
mean, 70-30 is pretty generous as far as like executive authority goes.
And you
Whereas
guys did
Bezos
win,
make,
and
like,
if you're pushing for
90%
70-30,
of
then
profits.
70-30 it is. I mean, this is a narrative 70-30 anyway.
Yeah, it really is.
We can use it for like camp building and things, but not stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I sort of
Um,
figured like we personally wouldn't make any money. We would give it all back to the Valdemar Empire, and
wise.
Jet can sort of pass some of the wealth along to us as, Lahan's dad giving us cool stuff from time to time or something.
Sorry, Nick, but trickle down economics just isn't a thing.
No, No, it's not. I was just like, us actually running a business empire as PCs is not a whole lot of fun. So
No.
This is not Kingmaker. I don't know if that's what a Kingmaker is about, but I've heard the term used.
I don't happen to know something about some stuff that's coming to us that this would give Jen a very good reason to be like, here you go, have this thing.
Right.
So
yeah.
Jacinto finishes off his he gives his closing statement, saying, "So no, I do apologize, Gogmert, if I offended you, but I really do see your people as innovators, and I think that this is a great opportunity for you to work with somebody else who is very innovative, Lahan. She's phenomenal with technology. I really think that you could learn from her, but more importantly, this partnership would allow her to learn from you too, and learn. You could share your ideas with her people, because there's a reason that you all have survived this long out here. This is just about us getting what we deserve for helping you get what you deserve."
And he just kind of sighs and thinks for a minute. He's like, "All right, you got yourselves a deal. You've been pushing for it. You're right. We would be in a better position with your help. It's just don't like to ask for help."
It's one of the hardest things to do, really.
Well,
It's that
Gogmert,
entrenched toxic goblininity.
well, Gogmert, we're not offering help for free. What we're offering is jobs and a chance to be respectable members of society and not get shot at by the guards anymore.
Not being shot at would be great.
We're offering you a chance to pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Oh, I hate that.
And they look at their.
Oh God, I can't. Stop. Leif is gonna throw up.
These
They
poor
look
gobos.
at their
Oh,
bare
God.
feet when you say that. They're like, "Huh, I don't have any straps."
We'll give
An
you
unfortunate
bootstraps.
turn of phrase.
But yeah, that's sort of Lahan's chime in. We're not just offering help out of the kindness of our hearts. We're offering you like jobs and a place in our society.
Well, yeah, we obviously, yes. Let's get. Wow, how would goblins sign a deal like this? I feel like it would be.
Bloody handprint.
Spit handshake.
I feel like it would be the old like cut the palm and
Blood
shake.
brothers.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, but we also need you to sign on this data pad here, Cogmert. For societal reasons, like this deal works in your culture and we will honor it as such. However, the Society of Sandpoint requires that you sign this data pad as well.
And I feel like over the course of the conversation,
they're notoriously, frustrated with reading anything.
Yeah, I feel like
They don't have to read it.
I feel like over the course of this conversation, he does understand like that this is going to be a partnership with the Valdemar family, and I feel like he's probably picked up that you're sort of the Valdemar representative, even though you have Jacinto speaking for you. So when he cuts his palm and offers you the ceremonial dog slicer, he hands it to Lahan. He doesn't hand it to Jacinto.
Lahan goes along with this and tries to pretend that she's okay with it all, but let's see.
Bluff.
It only gets a 7. She does it, but she's obviously uncomfortable.
That's fine. And then afterwards, when he has to sign the data pad, he just puts his bloody handprint on the data pad.
Oh.
Because that's his signature.
Well, it'll do.
It doesn't.
It's a touchscreen. It's fine.
It's a touchscreen, so it would pick up his palm print, and it would register.
We can wipe the blood off. It's fine.
But there would be a bloody print on the surface.
They're fluid, sure.
I think this is a great deal, Gogmert.
Then Gogmert would actually heal you both. Their healing is a little bit different from Jacinto's, because Jacinto, mostly it's seamlessly done, with the exception of there's that red spot on Lahan's torso from the tick spine, where it sort of absorbed the material from the tick.
Mhm.
Gogmert's just sort of it itches like fire, and when it's done, there's on the palm. It itches like fire, and when it's done, there's still a scar there. It's as though he's just speeding up the natural healing process, like giving the cells energy rather than magically making the cells sort of go a little bit fluid and then boop, back together.
Lahan's getting all kinds of scars.
Mm.
After he does, she will invite, him to come join them for the crab boil. Not all of his goblins. Gogmert. Invite Gogmert, not everyone, because trouble. But Gogmert is invited to the fish boil.
All right. Thank you. I will. I will come along with you, and he will whistle to his Beatari, because it's big enough to be a mount for him, and he'll say some commands in Goblin, which I know some of you understand, and he's basically just giving orders for people to do certain things, like who's going to be on watch, maintain this rotation, do this thing, do this other thing, just logistical stuff for making sure that everything's okay while he's gone.
And to think. Oh, go on.
And we load the giant helmet onto our ATV
And crab.
and all the crab meat. Lahan climbs back up on Shadow Mist. We caravan back to town.
Yeah, triumphantly.
And to think,
You do caravan back to
we
town.
almost ended up slaughtering all of those goblins.
We saved the good ones.
We saved the desperate ones. That would be nice to us.
So
Save them.
crab boil occurs.
Really?
We really are capitalistic, aren't we?
I think, Jet, I think you have to give Lahan a grade point.
Oh yeah, thank you. I will pull that up. Thank you.
I mean, I was pushing for grabbing that helmet too. I was telling you not to give it to me.
Oh, I mean, because I'm a big decadent capitalist here and making deals with goblins. I mean, if there's one for the helmet, then I need two.
I'm just gonna. You were pushing real hard for the capitalist endeavor, and it was. While you are helping the goblins, it's also fairly self-serving. So
It is, because I don't want to marry a heckin' Scarnetti, man.
So I'm definitely gonna give Lahan a point for greed. I don't think just wanting the helmet is enough to get a greed point. It has to be something fairly significant.
Yeah, but I think forming a business venture with using the goblins to advance the financial ends of my own family, that's greed.
Yeah. But you
And I
guys
guess
do
not for.
go ahead, Tom.
Sorry, Jacinto was involved in the deal. Does that affect him at all, or no?
You were just doing a favor for a friend. You weren't the one that thought of the
Yeah, that's
idea
fair.
and was pushing for it.
You get a charity point.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Charity is.
I mean, do I also get the
Kindness.
opposite of anger for putting the goblins to use instead of slaughtering them all?
Mm.
But did you do it out of benevolence?
Ava definitely has at least
No,
one wrath
survival
point.
instinct. You're right.
I think intention makes a big difference.
Yeah,
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
No, that's fair.
Haven't given any
We won't-
bits to
we won't
Finn
get
yet, but I
too-
haven't worked through. Anyway, so you get back to town. Crab boil happens. Amiko makes an appearance. Amiko's been gone for a little bit. She's been dealing with family affairs. And when you get back, you've seen that around the tower that is part of the Rusty Dragon, you've seen some scaffolding has gone up.
Oh.
And they've started sort of expanding the living quarters up there. If you ask about it, Amiko says
It's a little
that
loud. The music is.
Ooh, that is a little bit loud.
I was just typing that. The jazz is much louder than the battle music, Tom.
If
It sure is.
If you ask her about the scaffolding, she explains that she did promise you guys rooms here for life for what you've done, and she still needs to be able to rent out rooms. So she is building you guys some private rooms up there and expanding
Oh.
the tower slightly.
Hi.
Oh,
Pathana will like that. I'll have my own little room up there, right above her work.
Nothing like crazy extravagant, but pretty decently sized.
Hmm.
Because I mean,
We put the word out, to everybody we know in town that we're having a big crab boil, and all are welcome. It's free to the public. Charity point. Even at my green
gosh.
point.
No.
I mean, I was gonna do it anyway.
I know you aren't putting yourself out to do this. You're just doing it.
It's true. Like otherwise, the crab meat. Is there a sustainability points column?
So this happens. People show up. Your dad shows up. Your dad actually has a good time. He's.
Oh yeah, and I totally get him off and drag Jacinto over and explain the whole deal to him and how we need him to help us with the mayor to make a deal to have all of the town's trash, instead of getting thrown over the cliff to the junk beach, go out to Thistletop and work that out with the goblins and have the logistics there and all that stuff.
So your knowledge from having run Rise of the Rune Lords is sort of contaminating things a little bit. Sandpoint actually has a location where they put all their trash because they do funnel it back into the Scarnetti's molecular furnace so that they can recycle. But the goblins have been raiding that warehouse is what's happening.
All right. Well, our next step is to make a deal with the town for all the trash at a lower price than their Scarnettis are getting it, because we can pay the goblins less than they pay real people. I mean,
real people.
So what?
Is there a casual racism column on the sin and virtue thing?
Oof.
I mean, these goblins were hospital, man. They're about the definition of barbarians.
Guys, are we the baddies?
I'm just doing what white people did to my family. That's all.
Baddies.
Oh,
Even
there comes
Ghost
a time
is
in every
saying,
party's
wow.
life.
All right, I'll stop.
Yeah.
So
Who
your
would've thought that it
family
would be
shows up.
Lahane
I feel like
and
at
not
some point.
Leaf or Finn.
Oh,
Finn or
sorry.
Aver.
I mean, to be fair, she's the one who was raised, upper class with money and a family that runs a lot of businesses. So we're gonna be someone.
Two businesses. You have a fishing fleet, which is a new venture, and you manufacture starships.
Manufacturing starships is. I don't know if you know anything about the people who manufacture real ships. Oh, you probably do, Jed.
Yeah.
Those families are horrible. Because it is an impossible industry to disrupt. So, I mean, the Valdemars are probably pretty old-fashioned, honestly.
But I feel like your family shows up. I feel like at some point the twins probably try and put the helmet on.
On both of them.
And it's very awkward.
We get it on video. We put it on Sandpoint Tube.
Space tube.
Yes.
Our local little corner of the Infosphere space tube, yeah.
Yeah. And it's a pretty good night overall. And I think towards the end of the night, your dad actually tells you to come with him. And he takes you to the shipyard. And he takes you to one of the out of the way old hangars. When he first started up this business, this was the only hangar they had. It's smaller than the others. They can't do multiple. It's basically just an old it looks like an old storage shed at this point on a grander scale because it used to be used to manufacture starships. And he walks up to it and he puts in a code. And he opens the door and he walks inside and there's actually a canvas tarp draped over something. Obviously it's going to be a ship of some sort. And he walks up to it and he just kind of grabs he doesn't grab the fabric because this thing is gargantuan. He's going to push a button and as the tarp starts to be lifted off of it, he tosses you something. And you probably grab it reflexively and you look at it and it's a key fob, like a crystal. Probably you could insert. It's very much like a key. It's just like a fancy sci-fi key, but it's attached to a keychain. And on the keychain you see Just describe this little toy to me. This toy that you remember giving your father when you were very, very young.
Oh, the one that's a like a space Hot Wheels.
Basically, yeah,
Uh,
it's
yeah, my space Hot Wheels. I guess I imagine it because it is space Hot Wheels, sort of like the I don't know how many other of you had this, the little pewter uh Serenity keychain that you used to be able to buy at comic book stores back in the day that I had on my keys for many, many moons. I imagine it's something like that. It's space, so it's probably shinier than the pewter we get at comic book stores now. It's probably something like titanium, unobtainium.
and I didn't think to ask this. Would this be something that Lahan would have been like? You were at the store and you said, "Hey, I want this," or do you think that this is something that Lahan actually built and then gave to her father as a gift?
Probably the second one.
So this is probably
She
when you were
probably built it like using Oswind's welding torch, at 5 or 6 years old, and then like her dad was like, "Well, this is also sweet, but also stop using the welding torch."
yeah. And you gave it to him and you knew that he had it for a little bit and then it disappeared and you honestly thought that he maybe lost it or forgot about it, but he held on to it all this time. And as you make that realization of what that is, the tarp is lifted off and you see something that you haven't seen in a very long time. This is your dad's old ship, the ship that he used to tool around in when he was younger. Think like 80s
The full
era.
size version of the little keychain one.
This is like an 80s era cool dad muscle ship.
That's
It's
cool.
called the Heartbreaker. You have vague memories, very fond, vague memories of you and your dad taking it out on little joyrides around the moon's orbitals. But that stopped pretty much as soon as your mom passed. And you honestly thought that he might have either scrapped or sold the ship. You hadn't seen it forever. You didn't know where he put it. You were too young at the time, and you're obviously dealing with other things. And he tells you, I think that you and your friends are going to need this. You're obviously not going to be staying around here for too much longer. If this deal with the goblins goes through, we might be able to. We're going to be in a much better situation in regards to the Scarnettis. But I don't. You're destined for grander things than Sandpoint. I've always known it. I've never wanted to acknowledge it because I want to keep you safe. But listening to all of your stories and the things you've accomplished, I don't think that I can do that anymore because you obviously can keep yourself safe and you've got your friends there for when you need help.
Yeah, my friends do a pretty good job of keeping me safe. I don't think we're going anywhere anytime soon, though. The goblins have been dealt with, and we've got a new venture to take care of.
Yeah, maybe, but it doesn't hurt to have to be mobile.
That's true. Oh man, and I can fix it up. Oh. Their eyes sort of light up, getting excited about the possibility of getting it all cleaned up and fixed up, and ready to go, even if she doesn't think they're really going anywhere.
That was an oops. And I do have the specs. I did build a ship for you. I used that online ship builder. I can't remember the name of the website, but I've got all the data. You can copy and paste it, and you can look at it, and you can futz with it all you want. You have the tier 4 because you're at 4th level build points. But I was kind of trying to build a little bit of a muscle car and not something that was really truly designed for like combat because your dad was just tooling around. you know?
Yeah. Oh, cool. Lon's excited. Um, when they finish up here, Lahan will, they'll sort of wander back to the Rusty Dragon probably. Probably just excited to see the twins drop the helmet on themselves. I end up sort of trapped under it.
Dummies.
Dummies, those two. Um, and join back up with the rest of the party here. Hey guys, my dad just gave me his old ship in case we need it.
Oh, wow. Huh.
And I know you're
Awfully
describing
generous of him.
Serenity a little bit, but when I was building this ship in my head, I kind of had a starship equivalent to a 57 Chevy.
Nice.
Sort of like a little bit boxy, but still with those lines and the fins.
Yes.
And
The good lines.
Nice. Oh,
Yes. Wow. Your dad just gave you a starship. That's nice.
Well, I mean, we do run a shipyard, but this one's special. He's kept it around my whole life, and I think he really believes in us.
That's great. He should, because we're pronking awesome. Jacinto is a little in his cups at this point.
Although it seems like we've got most of our problems solved at this point.
It's true. The Scarnettis are off our backs, and the goblins are dealt with. We have...
Not quite yet. I mean, you've got the goblins on your side. You still have to repair the reactor. You still have to repair those 2 pieces of machinery. And repairing those pieces of machinery is going to be very expensive. So that's going to hinge on you finding the right buyer for that helmet. Which is going to happen over a month. I plan on that being sold. I plan on you having those funds. And honestly, like I say, it's worth 25 to 30,000, but a good chunk of that is going to be getting those machines up and running, if that's what you want to do. You could say, heck that, and screw your family and keep it. That's your choice, though.
That would be the greed thing to do,
and Lahane,
however.
Correct? Finn and Ava weren't really included in it.
In what?
The whole business thing. As far as Ava and Finn are considered, we're done with everything.
Oh, well.
I mean,
we were just there
you
for
do
the
have a home here
negotiations.
now, Finn. You do know that Aldern is around, and you still want to look at
no, I'm still going to be watching Aldern. I'm working on that, but everything with this group seems concluded.
Well, and you've made friends for life. We've bonded. You have a team of competent people who will come to your aid if you ask.
Yeah, and if you think that we're not going to call you to our aid when we get into stupid fleeing,
I'm going to change my
you're crazy.
Ava goes back out into the wilderness, but she'll take her comm unit that you guys gave her with her in case you need her for anything.
She actually has contact with the outside world.
So since
a small step.
Since you said that, Leif, for that month, is Ava just basically going to disappear in the wilderness? Or is there anything that Ava would do?
She'll be in and out of town a little more frequently than usual, but no, she's just doing what she does.
Does she check up on Gogmert and the Thistletop goblins to make sure they're behaving?
I mean, she's always keeping an eye on all the goblins. Don't you know those stories?
She's like sort of horrible reverse Santa.
Right, but now, like, she also, like, has had these sort of good experiences with Gogmert and the pickle goblins.
That was good. They peed themselves on the pickles.
There's a dialogue there, I suppose. She's not murdering any goblins on site, if that's what you're asking.
I mean, that's already progress, I think.
And I feel like at some point in that night, the Sheriff Hemlock and his partner, they make an appearance. His partner, who has the appearance of a very beautiful woman. But you do see some odd things. Like every once in a while, they're talking, and instead of reaching out to grab a glass, maybe their dress sort of morphs into a pseudopod to grab a glass of wine and bring it to their lip. But the sheriff at some point he kind of brings you all to the side slightly, and he's like, "You've done a great thing for this. You've done a great thing for the colony. I very much appreciate it." And you didn't know that he was going to be back. He just arrived. Little bit of conversation over the night before he pulls you to the side. You realize that he came back and he did have some helps, maybe like 6 to 10 additional soldiers, police from Magnamar, because they didn't really take the goblin threat seriously, but they did want to give some sort of token response. He's like, they're not and now they're not super necessary, obviously. He's like, but I am going to need those badges back. I deputized you for the duration while I was gone and to sort of raise everyone's spirits, but I can't have you walking around with that just willy-nilly when it's not a necessity anymore.
Sure, of course.
That's extra responsibility I don't really need anyways. Gives the badge back.
Well, fine. I'll give you the badge back. And Jacinto rips it off of his chest in two hands and slams it on the table and then picks up his drink. And
I mean, you're more than
continues.
welcome to sign on to the guard, permanently as a job if you want.
No, I'm more of a loose cannon. I can't. I have more important things to do. Right, Lahan? Right.
You do, yeah. You have to help me figure out how to buy all this junk out from under the Scarnettis.
Hurt the poor little plant boy's feelings. Took his badge.
Yeah.
Ghost has wrath point.
Yeah, we should, you know what? You know who we should deputize? We should deputize the audience to tell us when we deserve points for different sins.
I think we will rack up so many points that way.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't need to end up with Bodie McBoatface as my sin. Wait, hold on.
That's and also when you return, Berthana would very joyously greet you, Finn. They'd be super excited that you're back and you're safe. So they'd probably be, as much as they could, while still technically being on the clock, they'd be spending time with you. Jacinto Rackus would probably make an appearance and probably be drinking with you.
Yay. Jacinto is very glad to see him.
At some point, I imagine he'd be juggling for the twins.
Yes. Rackus is also probably why Jacinto is so tipsy right now. Bordering on belligerent.
And upset about the badge.
Yeah, that was before the badge.
Yeah. And I think that's that night, and we have a month. Is there anything that anyone wants to touch on? Ava would be mostly out in the wilderness, occasionally stopping back in town, actually keeping their comm unit on them so that they could be contacted if necessary. Do any of you have any ideas for your characters, what they would be doing over the course of a month?
I wasn't warned that I'd have to think of a month's worth of things to do.
I know. I wanted to spring it on you and see what you come up with. I do have something for Father Xantus. If you would visit him in the near future, I do have some info for Jacinto.
You read my mind.
Yeah.
Yes. Jacinto 1000% is going to spend as much time as possible after he gets over his hangover that one day, and then remembers why he never drinks. And he wants to spend as much time as possible researching how curses work, and probably working with Father Xantos and seeing what he can do, if there's anything that he can do, any supplies he can procure.
So over the course of the month, what you're going to find out is, to get rid of this curse, you either need to discover a way to destroy the spear utterly. You have to convince Ava to spend a solid month spreading or experiencing joy At the end of each month spent this way, Ava can attempt to refuse a previously accepted gift, allowing either Break Enchantment, a 5th level
Yeah.
spell, to be cast, or Remove Affliction, a 3rd level spell to be cast to remove the related manifestation. Using any gift from the from any corruption during the month of joy means that you have to start over.
That actually reminds me, Ava actually is going to spend a lot of time terrorizing goblins. Not like killing them, she's just going to like...
That's right, because she's all around.
Boogeyman, like really live up to that boogeyman status.
Oh God.
Maybe ignoring the Thistletop goblins going after the other tribes.
Yes.
She's like, maybe she's
Jumping
like
out of bushes,
protecting the
yelling
Thistletop
boo.
goblins, and all the other goblins who come anywhere near Thistletop, she's just scaring the flame out of.
Oh gosh.
She doesn't even have to like bring the Doshko out. She just kind of like,
Jumps out of bushes.
there's a bunch of goblins standing there, and then all of a sudden Ava just kind of emerges from the bushes behind them.
It's the Simpsons,
Like Homer
the
Simpson,
coming
but
out
backwards.
Of the,
But terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, if Ava did that, it would be terrifying. That's a
Yeah,
that's
and
a
I
little
mean,
catch-22 because
canon-wise, I
think
don't think you could destroy the spear, because canon-wise, if you destroy it,
It's
then
not
how does
the
it kill
spear.
Gur? Are you sure?
It's not the spear. It's
this
a
is not
copy
the
of the
Spear of
spear or
Fates.
something.
You guys determined that it was the same manufacturer and it's from the same era.
Oh, okay.
Similar design philosophy.
Okay, so we can
Hmm.
destroy it without ruining the timeline. Got it.
Yes.
If this were the Spear of Fates, it would be doing like 7d8 on a hit.
Fair.
Too much for right now.
And I'm
Yeah,
torn
a
here
little much.
because Ava terrorizing goblins, I feel like would be experiencing joy for a month, but I think that's counter to what's intended.
No, she's experiencing joy, but
not spreading it, though.
she's not spreading
She's
it.
Also,
certainly not
Definitely
spreading it.
it.
Yeah. There you go.
So that's what you find out over the course of the month, Jacinto. Is there anything that you would be doing because you couldn't be? I doubt you would be researching the entire time you're awake until you fall asleep every day for a month.
Yeah, no, probably not. He would also be looking into people that could cast that 5th level spell.
Father
you know.
Xanthus did put out feelers within his religious order to try and see if they could get someone to come out this way, but it's going to be a little while.
Sure.
And there will be a
Yeah,
cost
he
associated
would
with
also.
it.
Of course. Luckily, Jacinto happens to be the CEO of a burgeoning partnership. So he hopes to leverage
lots of
some
money,
of
man.
his some. Yeah, sure. It's not something Jacinto's familiar with, really. He's excited by it, but aside from the curse thing, he would do like everything he could to like secure somebody that could cast the spell, and if he has to wait, then he has to wait. But he would probably spend time at Thistletop and stuff like that, helping Lahan talk with the goblins, and then probably hang out with Finn sometime. He would probably go to the what is it? The terrarium or the flower
shop.
place?
It was a flower shop.
Yeah, the flower
one made
shop.
out of the
Jacinto would actually
the metal skeleton with like the transparent like crystal walls and
Yeah, that was
windows
cool.
and everything.
Yeah. Jacinto would probably go there and I think as sort of like a meditative thing for himself, he would probably like see if he could. It would sound weird, perhaps, to the shopkeep, but he would want to go there and sort of like sing to the plants.
I mean,
Like,
pay him money.
he
They
would-
play the
he-
game.
Right? Like he it wouldn't be like a performance thing for anybody except him and the plants. He would just be singing softly, walking amongst the plants and stuff like that, sort of encouraging them to grow, and as much for himself as for them. Just
don't
as
think
I ever
meditation,
described-
especially.
I don't think I ever described the shopkeeper for that, or if I did, I honestly forgot because it's been months.
Sure.
What's the shopkeeper like? Because I'm going to leave it up to you whether or not the shopkeeper thinks it's weird. Maybe they're super into it.
I think the shopkeep is a the turtle people.
The
Um,
hippie turtle.
Celia, yeah.
Atelia.
Yes.
Yes. I have I've realized now I have let down Simon by not saying an uplifted bear, but that's okay.
But a hippie Telia garden owner just sounds great.
yeah.
She's probably
Atelia,
900 something years old and like just
Has flowers growing all over her shell.
yeah.
Everyone calls her grandmother.
I honestly, I think she's kind of crotchety. Actually, I
nice.
think she's not immediately open to Jacinto coming in and just what do you mean you want to sing to my plant? Why do they need you to sing? Go do something more constructive with your time.
Okay, this is acceptable, but only if she has a life partner that is oppositely cantankerous and just overly jovial. I accept it only if that exists.
Okay.
Barathu, overly jovial Barathu partner.
No, it's a pair of lesbian Telias. Come on.
Okay, that works too. That's good too.
All right. Yeah. And yeah, so her partner then will occasionally let Jacinto in when she's watching the shop, and then that's sort of Jacinto's in, and then we need names, so I don't need to keep calling them, the other one and this one and that one. But regardless, the first Telia then realizes that their plants are in fact growing just a little bit better, and it might be because Jacinto is infusing them with a little bit of magic here and there with the Song of the Spheres and all that. But so that's Jacinto's contribution to the community. This is sort of also lifts him out of his dark thoughts of curses and
they're Susan and Lucy.
Friend.
Well, I have actually made handouts, and it's labeled Telia Flower Shop Owner and Telia Life Partner for Flower Shop Owner. You are more than welcome to fill out any information you want for those two, because these are your creations, folks.
Excellent. I have found them, and I think I've described. I've taken enough of our time here.
Okay.
What does somebody else do?
So that was Ava, that was Jacinto, Finn, or Lahan?
Well, Lahan just spends, most of the month working with the goblins at Thistletop, getting the manufactory up and running, tinkering.
If you're going to get
on
those
the
machines
Heartbreaker.
working, I will say, if you're going to get those machines working, we will say that the helmet gets sold. We don't have to do a thing about that. And I did
As long as
estimate
none
its
of these guys
value
protect.
at about 25 to 30,000. Let's say 30,000. It's going to eat up about 20,000 to get those machines working again.
And then I think the rest of it should go to Finn and Ava, who aren't getting any profit out of this business.
Well, we're not mechanically getting any profit either.
Yeah, and you all are like, we're the adventuring party. I wasn't talking about what Lahan and Jacinto did. I was talking about what we did. So you all are definitely in on it.
Yeah, no, and any profits we're making, you guys are part of. You helped with the clearing and all that.
Yeah.
So,
that was part of the reason I was like, no, 70-30, because there's 4 of us.
so
Well,
what you'll end up walking out with, I know I showed Tom the loot. I showed you all the loot sheet. Just give yourself another 10,000, not the full 30,000, if you're going to invest in those machines and getting those up and running. It's a lot of work. You got to decontaminate the room. You got to get the reactor up and running properly. You got to have the shielding. You got to rebuild the furnace. You got to rebuild the replicator, like all of the machinery and the sensors and all that stuff on the sides.
Yeah, no, Lahan's probably out there like every day working on it.
And we did talk about one other thing, Nick. Is that going to happen over the course of the month?
I mean, only if she comes back. We need a meet cute.
How would they meet? How do you think? What would be a good way for them to meet?
I don't know. I mean, Shayla went out to.
Would it be on the way out to Thistletop? Do you think that she would be like, "Stop! What are you doing? That's a dangerous place to be going."
Could be. I mean, she's supposed to come back with reports of the goblins, right?
Yeah, I mean, that could be the other thing, is they come back for the report on the goblins, and the report is, for some reason, they've sort of started fighting each other again, and they don't seem to be mobilizing. I mean, that could happen.
I mean, I have a reason for that. And it's because Ava's in the woods, and I have her on comms. But yeah, it could be on the way out, or maybe when she comes back in and we meet at the Rusty Dragon. Either one really works. Let's go with the second one. Like, she finally makes it back in to report to the sheriff about what's going on with the goblins, and it's weird. And maybe the sheriff calls us, like, because we're sort of in the know, and we're in contact with Ava, and he doesn't know how else to get in contact with her, but he knows she's out there.
Yeah.
And so we sort of report back in, and maybe she comes back to the Rusty Dragon with us.
Yeah. So
These two get distracted with their various things.
And the she we're talking about is Shalilu Andusana. The half, I believe, no, the full elven. I have to look. It's either half elven or full elven.
Elven. Yeah.
Elven woman that was going out.
I guess operative in this system, probably.
I believe she. No, I had her as a hunter soldier. Or I believe it was a hunter. I think hunter's an option. I'm trying to remember.
You might be thinking operative.
Hunter is in comp.
Okay.
Hunter. Yeah, I think she was a hunter soldier. And she was going out to scout out and find more information out about the goblins. And after she was gone for a while and she noticed that they were no longer mobilizing, she came back to report. You, like you said, you got called back in because you had more information, shared it. There was something going on, a little bit of chemistry maybe. She went back to the bar with y'all when she otherwise might have just gone back out into the wilderness because that's what she normally does. She's very like Ava in that regard. And
yeah, probably, Jacinto and Finn get caught up in their own things. Finn's got Berthana, and Jacinto's been working on this curse thing,
Yeah,
and
also,
singing to flowers.
Cults and things too.
Tracking cults and things. Yeah, and the two of them sort of get into talking, and Ghost says the Starfighter equivalent to Ranger's mechanic, but that doesn't make any sense.
going with hunter soldier.
I'm the Ranger.
I love it.
And maybe start talking about the transformation of the goblins at Thistletop, and telling her she should come into town more. And sort of over the course of the month, Shaylee sort of starts meeting up with Lahan on her trips out to Thistletop, and keeping an eye on her and stuff like that. And the two of them exchanging stories about what Ava's up to in the wilderness, and a little bit of a romance starts to blossom there.
And Finn, what would Finn be doing for a month?
Cute.
I said, hanging out with Bethana, watching Alden if he comes back to town, and trying to figure out more information about the cult of Lao Shupo in the area.
Okay, so
We got inklings from that note that I found.
So Aldern doesn't come back to town, but you, if you're going around town, you're gathering information. You've got 30 days to do this. You do find out that he was getting steady supply shipments, and they stopped not long after he left. Like maybe a week and a half after he left town, they just stopped. And you did find the coordinates for his family, his estate that he said that he inherited. It's pretty far out in the middle of nowhere.
Probably go poke around out there too.
The estate's pretty creepy. There's dead vegetation around it, like healthy vegetation, dead vegetation, barren area, a state that looks like it's been abandoned for several decades. You don't see people moving about on it. You do see the lights flicker on and off every once in a while. Like not like a flicker, but as though someone's turning them on in a room for a while, turning it off. The blinds are pulled, so you're mostly seeing like a shadow.
Yeah, note that for something I need to bring people with. For not gonna go badging there by myself.
Cool. Anything else any of you want to have done over that month?
Well, Jacinto wants to look into that ring that we found He would
Yes.
he would
Oh, yeah.
study it and stuff like
so
that.
so you do figure out what it is. It's a ring of shielding. The wearer can, as a standard action, activate it, and a plane of force in the shape of a Sahedron rune will manifest in front of their hand as a shield, giving a +2 bonus to armor class.
Ooh. Cool.
And it can be deactivated as a standard action.
It's a move action to activate it?
Neat.
Standard to activate, standard to deactivate.
Standard. Mm-hmm.
But it is a
Yeah.
+2 bonus to armor class.
Just give that to one of our frontliners.
That's a hefty bonus.
I'll think
yeah.
of it as a move action. It'd be great
Um,
because I never use my move action.
It weighs nothing because it's a
Uh-huh.
ring, pretty much. But it would effectively, like, you would have to treat it as a shield in that it would take up that hand.
Okay.
Well, I do one-handed stuff.
Which then,
Yeah?
So
Yeah.
honestly, it sounds like a Finn thing.
Yeah.
yeah,
Finn
yeah,
could
much
put it
worse
up
than
and be
Eva Finn
like,
with
ha
the-
ha, you can't hit me. Boom!
Yes, precisely.
How long does it last?
Um,
Ghost says. I will double check. I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head. I will look and see if there's actually a duration on it because this is me adapting something from Pathfinder.
Of course. Wait, you adapt things from Pathfinders?
What?
Jet? That's crazy.
Sometimes.
Oof! Wow.
Crazy
Wild.
talk. Crazy talk. Can't be done.
We can sort out all the details on that and just put it on my character sheet beginning of next week. That way we're not hastily.
Yep,
Messing
no
with.
worries.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to. I'm not
I
trying
want
to
it to
get
be
you to
good.
do that stuff now. Just Ghost asked a question, and we're still here. There's no duration on it, Ghost. It's just, it's as long as you have activated it and you're still conscious, it stays active, and then you can deactivate it.
Wow.
I did
Nice.
make it slightly
really
worse
good
than the
then.
Pathfinder version. The Pathfinder version, everything was a free action, and I made it a standard action.
Well, I mean, it's a standard action out of combat to turn it on at the beginning of the day, and then it's just pronking there. So,
It's true. We're going into a dungeon. Turn on the shield.
There
Got
we
an
go.
umbrella,
Yeah.
got a shield, got a
Wom.
bitter plate.
yeah. Cool.
I am going to
Cool,
buy, in some of my downtime, I have a little list of things to buy that includes an efficient bandolier, because that
So-
Mm,
heckin'
Well, let's say
plasma
we're-
bolter eats ammunition like no other.
Yeah, we're still
Yeah.
we're pretty much at time, so we'll wrap up. If you guys make any changes, if you guys do anything to the Heartbreaker, like at the beginning of next episode, let's talk about the Heartbreaker. Let's see what you guys did with the ship. Let's see if you guys have bought any cool things. We'll talk about that. But we'll do that next
Yeah.
Thursday.
We level?
You did not level.
Dang, I haven't leveled in a long time.
Really?
you didn't level at the end of a book?
I leveled you guys early for the end of the book.
Okay.
Didn't feel early. Okay.
No, that Hesper made it not feel early at all.
Oh, we
Yeah,
almost died.
I know. I that's why I leveled
Wait.
you early because I wanted it to be a pretty epic challenge.
Oh, so wait, were we gonna fight that Hesper at level 3 then?
You were. It was originally in the source material a greater Bargeist.
Oh gosh, dang
my
it, a greater
God.
Gargus.
Pronk Greater Barghasts. We just
Take a
fought one
bite.
of those in another AP.
I
Um,
caused confusion.
It was awful.
I had way too much fun
Um,
terrorizing them with a greater Bargus a couple weeks ago.
That was pretty much the whole night. Too.
It was.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but okay. Well,
So
no
what's
level
coming up
5
this
then.
Sunday, Nick?
Oh, this Sunday on Threefold Conspiracy, our investigators sort of get to the bottom of this Reptoid mystery in Roselight, and possibly clear themselves of their charges as terrorists.
Ooh.
Can they do it? They probably can, but we'll see.
All right. Next week, after Threefold Conspiracy, next Thursday, it's going to be Rise of the Star Lords again, and we'll be beginning Book 2.
Mhm.
Still be at Sandpoint, at least for a while, but, you know, you got a ship now.
Yeah, and its name is the
Why?
Heartbreaker. It seems.
Why did Jet give us a ship? Why?
You can
Oh,
rename
no
it if
reason.
you want. I just didn't want to give you a nameless ship.
No, I like
Or
it.
somebody else's ship. They should have.
I
a
mean,
name.
we could name it the ship name that we came up with yesterday, Lapis. I believe.
Oh, rat sausage.
Red sausage!
Sounds like a band.
We're not
Right?
naming it the rat sausage.
No,
we're
no, we're
just
not. No.
Any of you
No,
all
not
have
for,
any?
not for this crew. Not for this crew.
Any of y'all have any questions, comments, shout outs?
Mm,
No.
no.
I'll do my
Thank you for running.
standard. Thank you for playing. But I'm going to do my standard plea for more icebreakers because we really are hitting the bottom of the barrel.
I'm Googling icebreakers. Although I did get one in Discord
Nice.
that we're going to use this Sunday.
Nice. noncenteredaction@gmail.com. Also the Discord. And the links should be below on Twitch.
They are indeed.
Say goodbye, everybody, and we hope to see you Sunday and next Thursday.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. And we hope
Bye,
to see you
everybody.
next Sunday and next Thursday.